From the shores of the ocean to the rolling hills of the Shenango Valley, Thiel fans rejoice. It is once again football season in Greenville. I'm John Robbins, joined by Jonathan Koss here on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania, and the Thiel Tomcats open with the Case Western Reserve Spartans. Before we do our pregame show, we take it to the coaches' show that was recorded yesterday for this pregame entertainment. So we'll hand it over to head coach Sam Bauman.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the coaches' show. I'm your host, John Robbins, joined by head coach Sam Bauman. We'll get to him in a little bit. Another year of this show. It's great to be back. Couple changes I want to explain to you before we get into the whole interview with Coach. We'll be doing two coaches shows a week this year. One on earlier in the week for a recap of last week's game, and then this one that you're hearing now, a pregame and preview show for the upcoming opponent. A very exciting time here at WXTC. Coach, once again, thanks for joining us. It's another great year of Thiel College football.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, I couldn't think of anybody better.
All right.
But a couple things about our own team, focusing on the Tomcats first. What have you been able to do now that you've had a full off season here at Thiel?
Yeah, no, I think it's been great to be able to kind of really jump into an off season, and that's obviously with the team, getting them in the weight room, getting them running, becoming bigger, stronger, faster, which is something that we knew we needed to do, and then recruiting a really good class. I'm really excited about the guys we brought in. I think it's been fun to see that influx of new guys jumping into the system and really buying in. So. It's been awesome. This camp's been great. We've really hit the ground running, and I'm really excited to see kind of how all that hard work starts to pay off as we open up in real games starting week one.
So speaking about those guys that stuck around the program, a couple fifth-year seniors this year. How does that improve your team coming into this year?
Oh, it's great to have that experience. Those guys really understand kind of what it takes to be a really good student athlete, and it's been fun to see them grow, see them develop, and I think they've really changed their bodies with being able to be in the weight room doing the things that we've been asking them, and I'm really excited to see how they are able to excel on the field this fall.
You alluded to a little bit how their student athletes are a great example for the younger guys, but what other leadership do they bring to this program?
I mean, you can't really put your finger on it. You know, they know what's going to be asked of them, and they're pushing themselves, and they're pushing the younger guys to do a little bit more, because everyone's in the weight room, everyone's working out at practice. You have to find that little bit more to be able to be that successful program that we're looking to be, and they've really been harping on it. It's great to have those voices, within the team, to be able to kind of parrot what I've been saying to them all along.
And you mentioned a little bit the younger guys, newcomers, and especially in the modern world of college football, there's a decent amount of roster overturn. Mm-hmm. With the continued growth in numbers and recruitment, which newcomers, whether it be transfers or freshmen, do you see making impact this season?
I think there'll be a few. One that jumps off is a transfer we have coming in and starting at corner. I think he's really going to put us in a good spot. He really tons of experience. He's a grad transfer, so we're really excited to have him around. We have a couple young guys at the skill positions that are pushing, and we're really excited about the O-line we brought in this year. And I think that they're just going to grow, develop, and really bring some depth to that position that we haven't had in the past, which is awesome.
Speaking about the guy that stands behind the O-line, quarterback Owen Trumbull, getting the start on Saturday. What does he bring to this offense? He was the week one starter last year. What do you think he brings to the team this year?
I mean, year two in the system, it's leaps and bounds. He has really improved just with what he sees pre-snap, knowing where to get the ball post-snap. He's done a great job. He makes the checks at the line. He gets us in the right plays. He gets us in the right protections. It's awesome to see his growth and development. And there's just kind of a confidence around him now. Like, he understands that it's his show, he's running it, and he's ready to run with it. It's been really, really fun to see that development, that growth. And I'm really excited to see him go out there and perform on Saturday.
And now transitioning from the offseason to this week's game, there's been conversations about an opening week night game since the spring, as far as I can remember. What inspired to make that move?
I think it's just a really cool atmosphere. We have lights. We want to play under the lights. It's usually still hot, early September, so it gets us a chance to get out of the sun a little bit, which is always a good thing. And then game day atmosphere, week one, everyone's got zeros on their records. Like it's fun to play that style of football. So I wanted to make sure that opening night was a fun one. So it should be a blast.
So focusing our opponent, Case Western Reserve, they're one of the premier programs in the conference. There's no doubt about that one. What makes it so appealing to go against that high level of program in week one?
I mean, it's fun. This whole league is top to bottom. Just it's a blast to play against because you're going to be in a dogfight week in, week out, and Case is no different. They're a big physical team. They are really well coached, and they're going to be a challenge for us. But our guys, I think, are really excited about that challenge.
And another challenge I would presume to prepare for them, since they have a lot of question marks in their backfield. New quarterback, new running back. How do you prepare for a team like that has guys that are kind of unknowns?
Yeah, no, I mean, lucky enough, they had the guys who we think that they will be plugging in those positions. We're on a little bit of film, obviously not the main guy. They graduate their all-time leading passer, so at quarterback, which is never a bad thing when you're going up against a team. But there's some talent in that room. Whoever starts, I think that they're going to roll in with a really good unit in that spot. And like you said, quarterback, running back, those are two tough positions to replace. But we've seen them on film. We know they got some talented guys. So we're ready for the different adjustments that they might make, putting each of those guys in.
Now, going back to the experience of those fifth-year guys, they've been in your defensive system for now a year. I mean, you're a defensive coach. So how do you think having that extra year with those guys has helped bring that defense along and prepare for such question marks as this week may bring up?
Yeah, no, it's now not about kind of guessing what I'm doing, but knowing what I'm doing. And if you know what you're doing on defense, you can play fast. And that's really been what we're harping on, is just being faster, more aggressive, and then a big point of emphasis all camp is getting the football back. We were okay at it early in the year, really struggled when our defense kind of struggled later in the year. So it's something that we need to do at a higher clip. It's something that we've been harping on, and I'm really excited to see these guys be downhill aggressive, break on that football, and then try to get it out whenever they can when the running back's got it in their hands. So.
Now, I'm more of an offensive guy, and I'm an offensive coach in the spring, so I'm a little bit curious. How do you attack a defense that returns 3 all-pack selections coming back into this year?
With our offense, I think they have a really good plan going in. I'm really excited, and like I said, there's just a confidence on that group. I think the athletes on the edge are really exciting, and we have a line that's played a lot of football and has gotten bigger and stronger up front. So I'm pumped up about that. I think that we're just going to kind of go at them and see where the chips lay. So it's going to be fun to really attack what their strength is, which is that front seven, and then by attacking it, be able to work off that and hopefully get our athletes against their athletes. And I think that's where we can win some matchups.
Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. It's another great season of Thiel College football. I'm amped up. I'm sure you even more than I am, Coach. But thanks for coming. For the Coaches Show, we'll see you again early next week. But if you're listening to the live broadcast right now, we're just going to go back to our broadcast team. So thanks for listening to the Coaches Show on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
And we are live at Alumni Stadium. Once again, John Robbins, joined by Jonathan Koss for the 118th season of Thiel College football, the second under Sam Bauman. Definitely a year with a lot of hope, as we did last season. We had the same sort of hope going to week one. Koss, I've done all the talking thus far. Let's hear your voice to start out.
Well, it's good to be back, number one. It's been a long journey from the last game last season to where we are now, but it's good to see there's some questions that need to be answered for the Tomcats, and I think this early first week under lights against Case Western is going to give them a good understanding of where they stand in regards to one of the best teams in the conference year in and year out.
You heard in the pregame show with Coach Sam Bauman, this Case Western team comes with a lot of question marks, including the quarterback position. We'll see who gets the start after the first offensive possession for the Tomcats. Case Western elected to kick, and the Tomcats will open up with the ball back deep to receive. 2 returners for the Tomcats, Chase Lawler and Jordan Collier. Lawler, coming back after a year hiatus to focus on lacrosse, was one of the better players on that team this past spring. now back on the gridiron, where he says he is very, very happy to return. Collier in the last year did not return, but was a option at running back. Kicking right to left in gray helmets, white jerseys, white pants for the Case Western Reserve Spartans. White helmets, blue jerseys, blue pants for the Tomcats. And underway the 2023 season, and is back deep for Collier in the end zone. He takes it out to the 10, the 15, looks for options at the 20. He shaves off a man and keeps fighting forward and is brought down at the 15-yard line, but gets forward progress to the 17.
I couldn't tell who won that battle between Collier and the kickoff specialist for the Case Western Spartans. That was a head-on-head collision, pads popping early in the game, and what a better way to start the game than some early on contact.
Oh, can't go wrong with that. Tomcats, the second time in school history, they are not wearing gold helmets as they trot out with the white ones. Tomcat on one side, numbers on the right side of the helmet, on our near side as they moved left to right. Owen Trumbull getting the start. Andy Plowden at running back, a defensive end, if you remember last year, scored the first touchdown of the 2022 season. Sends a man in motion. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Plowden. Looks his way around the side. Fights his way forward for about a gain of 1 or 2 on the first play of the 2023 season.
That's something you can always count on Andy Plowden for. He's going to run hard no matter what and just give you his all. You saw that last season. He was one of the guys that the Tomcats counted on most of the year, and he delivered, and they're looking for him to come up big this season as well.
Shotgun formation for the Tomcats. Trumbull in the backfield. 2 receivers on the near side. Jamar Jeter and Blake Joseph are those 2 near side receivers. It's a balanced set with 2 on the far side. He sets in. Trumbull looks over his options. He claps for the first time, now takes the snap. Hands it off to Plowden, who plows his way forward, hence the name, and gets a couple extra yards, setting up a 3rd down and long, but manageable.
It's nice to see the Tomcats start spreading out the football on the offensive side. Usually they're very one-dimensional, especially in the beginning part of the season when they're just very run-heavy. Although we have seen 2 runs, they're given the look that they might pass the ball, and Owen Trumbull does have the arm to deliver some bullets downfield if need be. Look for them to do that here.
3rd and 8, but I'm sure much shorter than that. 3rd and, I would say, about 6. Steps in, shotgun formation for Trumbull. Sends a man in motion, that's Jeter on the far side. Takes his snap, drops back, looking to throw, and he's hit as he throws, caught on a low over-the-middle pass, and he is dropped in the backfield at the original line of scrimmage. He'll say he got there on the forward progress and sets up 4th down in a punt situation for the Tomcats.
That was a great defense by the Spartans there. Didn't allow the Tomcats to even get any momentum on the offensive side of the ball, just how they wanted to start their season on defense with the Spartans, and Tomcats are going to look to punt here. Let's see if they've answered their special team woes from last year. If you do remember, special teams was definitely the weak link of this team.
A freshman punter back deep, 80 Adam Devon, to punt for the Tomcats. A true punter listed on the roster. Back deep to return for the Spartans is TJ Yoder, and a flag flies. In the back ring. So delay a game against the Tomcats, not the start that you want, but a week 1 penalty nonetheless.
Those are the penalties that you expect early in the season, just stuff not clicking the way it does halfway through or all the way through the season, just those early season jitters.
12:39 to go as the Tomcats will punt early in this first quarter. Gets it off, gets a nice punt, a little bit wobbly, but over into the Spartans' own side of the field, and that's reassuring for us Tomcat fans.
Anything is better than what we saw last year out of the Tomcat special team, and that's not to rag on something that was already down, like kicking a man while he's down, but no one would argue that the special team side of the game for the Tomcats was not working.
In at quarterback, Alex Fromberg for the Case Western Reserve Spartans. Last year he went only 6 for 9 for 85 yards and a touchdown, so very limited reps last season. 1st and 10, moving right to left. Ball at the 46-yard line of the Spartans. Very short yardage to get into Thiel territory as they line up in the pistol formation. Fromberg steps in, sends a man in motion to his near side. Claps takes the snap, hands it off, looks for room up the middle of the field, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. And sets up second down after maybe a gain of a half a yard.
There's a handful of Tomcats in on that tackle. Great job by them to crash. Notably was Thomas Wilson coming in from the second level to lay down the first hit on the Spartan running back.
Thomas Wilson, the senior from Cottersport, Pennsylvania. Pistol formation, 3 receivers on the far side. Claps now looks over to the sideline to check. 4 down linemen for the Tomcats on defense. Takes the snap, hands it off, looks for room, cuts back. He is wrapped down after a decent game, but shot short of the first down marker, setting up third down and short.
Gage Dusler had a wide open far side of the field, but he elected to cut that back up into the middle where all the Tomcats were. They were able to wrap him up for just short yardage there. It's going to be third down and about 4 here for the Spartans.
Once again, the same pistol formation with an H-back to the far side of Fromberg. They check to the sideline. Now they settle in. Takes a snap, hands it off up the middle. Has a little bit of room, bounces the outside, but he is stopped short of the first down marker. And it is fourth down and manageable for Case Western. I wouldn't be shocked if they go for it on this first drive of the season. Set a precedent.
That was a great job by Darnell Jordan to come in from the second level to make that stop. Looks like 9 men stacking the box for the Tomcats here.
On the near side, looks like Justin Logan, as we better know him as J-Lo, on the one-on-one coverage on this near side. But as you said, it's basically a goal line set, shotgun pistol formation towards the line of scrimmage. Takes the snap, hands it off. He's stuffed in the backfield, and it's a turnover on downs. And this place has erupted.
That's just what the Tomcats needed after going 3 and out on their first possession. A quick defensive stop, and they're back on offense in short yardage territory.
We had the same scenario last year. The start for the Tomcats in the night game ended up not being all for naught in a loss to Waynesburg. And now the energy is back on the Tomcats side. On 1st and 10, following the turnover on downs, moving left to right as Trumbull leads his offense onto the field at his own 48-yard line. Sets up in the shotgun formation. Collier in at running back. Looks over his line. Takes the snap, drops back, looks to throw, steps up in the pocket, rolls out to the near side, throws it short to Collier. Cuts back to the inside, has a little bit of room. He's pushing forward and is brought down at the 46-yard line. Maybe the 45, but it depends on where he is, and gets up a little bit shaken. I think his cleat, just his foot fell out of his cleat.
That was Jake Sommers on the tackle there. He was assisted by number 10, Caden Tong. Good group tackling after Collier was able to break the first tackle and get some extra yardage.
Shotgun formation once again. Collier to the near side of Trumbull. 3 receivers on the far side. Takes a snap. Throws it short to Chase Lawler. It's a little bit low, and they'll call it incomplete as he made the diving effort. Frustrated, but good effort by Chase Lawler.
Chase Lawler had first down yardage. It was just a quick 5-yard hitch route, and Trumbull underthrows his receiver who's wide open for first down yardage, but Tomcats now have 3rd and a long 4, maybe 5 to go.
I played a season with Chase Lawler. He is as much of a freak athlete as I can describe him. As Trumbull settles in the shotgun formation. Sends Collier out in motion. Takes a snap. Decides to run up the middle on the quarterback draw. Cuts back out. Keeps pushing forward and maybe gets a yard on the play and sets up 4th and short.
Not sure what was going on with that play call there from the Tomcat offensive coordinator. You had 4 yards to get, and QB sneaks generally meant for goal line and inches to go situation. Not sure what the strategy was there, but Tomcats still just feeling it out. It looks like they're gonna set up to punt here.
I would say watch the fake if you're Case Western.
coming out quick. That could be what they're doing, trying to catch him off balance.
4th and short. Adam Devin to punt. Gets a line drive, punt off, has to back up. Ends up in the 20, dribbles just close to the 15-yard line, around the 17, and Case Western will take over. We'll take a quick break here on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
And welcome back to Alumni Stadium. A little bit interesting developments during the break. There was a flag on the play while we were away, and it's a 1st down and 10 and illegal hands to the face against Case Western. So the drive stays alive for the Tomcats. Ball at the 30-yard line following the penalty. Moving left to right if you're just joining us, 0-0, 8:32 to go in the first quarter. Trumbull shotgun formation. Donnie Pattison on the left side of the line at tight end. Sends in motion. He's now on behind the right tackle. Takes the snap. Drops back. Looking to the far side of the field. Has a man. That one nearly intercepted as it's tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Owen Trumbull needs to do a better job disguising that pass. He was looking left the entire way. That's easy to read. There's 2 linebackers shading that side once they realized he was looking that way. I don't think that ball was ever going to get there, even if that was tipped off. That might have been the best thing for it, because there was at least 3 Spartans in the area where that ball was headed.
I agree. It looked like that thing was destined to be intercepted, but Tomcats luck out, and it's 2nd and 10. Balance formation, 2 receivers either side. Shotgun for Trumbull. Collier to the far side. Looks over his line. Takes the snap, draws back, throws it short to Andre Rogers, who finds room, lays down the shoulder, and he is stopped at the 20-yard line, but that'll be enough for the first official first down of the game.
Great to see the Tomcats just going quick passes. No need to go for anything deep down the field in this yardage situation. Finding Rogers there was a smart move, and Trumbull able to execute. First down Tomcats as they're marching down the field.
8:10 clock rolling in this first quarter. Collier lines up to the near side, a stack, 2 wide receivers on the near side with Rogers and Lawler. Case Western shows blitz. Trumbull throws it on the near side to a screen pass. Rogers pushing forward behind Lawler, and I think he got decent gain there, about a 3 on the catch.
Those passes are what might win you this game if you're the Tomcats. Don't want to say anything too early, but they seem to be working. Case Western doesn't want to give up the long shot. They'll let you pick them apart 5 yards and in, and Tomcats just need to execute on what they're giving them.
Trumbull barks orders to his line. Lawler on the far side. 3 receivers on this near side, included Donnie Pattison, who's listed as a tight end. 8 seconds on the play clock as Trumbull takes a snap. Looking to the far side on the screen pass to Collier. He slips and falls after a gain of 1.
You know what that was reminding me of there, Robbins?
What's that?
Handful of years ago, probably about a decade. I believe the Saints were in the Super Bowl or in the playoffs, and Reggie Bush was not wearing the right size spikes. He slipped and fell, cost the Saints a touchdown. Sean Payton let him have it. Just giving me shades of that right there, because there was open field for Collier if he was able to execute that play and keep his footing.
Collier in a night game had that 40-yard touchdown run last season. Could have been a big opportunity for him to get on the board, but 3rd down and 5 at the 15-yard line. A little bit shorter than that, more like the 13. Takes a snap, drops back, looking, pressure comes, and he's brought down in the backfield for a sack, setting up 4th down and long.
Trumbull just noticed the pressure coming off the outside. It looked like an outside linebacker blitz, maybe a corner blitz, because there was 2 men coming off the far side for the Spartans, causing Trumbull to be under duress, and he was unable to get that ball off, just tucked under. Smart play to not try to play hero ball for the Tomcats here early. They're going to line up a field goal here.
Freshman Preston Lefkowich, lefty kicker, sets up on the far hash. The snap, the hold, the kick. It is up. It is no good. Off to the left side. So this game remains scoreless. We'll head to a quick break on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org.
Shotgun formation for Case Western. Sends a man in motion to line up on his far side. Takes the snap. Tucks it under his arm to run. He avoids a couple tackles, and he's ripped to the ground by Donnie Blue. In at quarterback, Ian Kipp. The other option for these Spartans. The first drive was led by Fromberg.
Looks like Case Western might be doing what Ohio State did today. A little Kyle McCord, a little Devin Brown, splitting reps.
Hands it off at the middle of the field. No, he'll keep it on the read option. Has space. He has legs on him. Ian Kipp gets the first down. And he's brought this Spartans offense alive.
Great job by Kipp to pull that ball. Fooled, I believe, Jordan Volpe over on the near side.
Hands it off this time. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield and brought down by Jordan Volpe on the far side. That was Gage Dusler on the carry.
Jordan Volpe on the stop for the Tomcats. Second down and 10.
Good stop for the Tomcats there. That's what they needed. Case Western going a little quicker, trying to catch the Tomcats off guard here.
Second and 10. Pistol formation, three receivers on the near side. Sends a man in motion. That's Dusler. Claps, takes the snap. Play action, looking to the near side, flips to the middle of the field, has a man open, and he'll catch it inside the 20 at the 15. They'll say the 14-yard line. That reception brought in by Riley Kurnick, the leading receiver from last season.
Tomcat down on the field.
We'll send it to a quick break here on WXTC.
This is John Robbins, the voice of Thiel College Football, and you're listening to WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
Jordan Volpe walks off the field under his own power and looks to be okay as he seeks medical attention on the Thiel sideline. First and 10 after the big gain for the Case Western Reserve Spartans. Looks over to the sideline, does Kipp. Ball at the 18-yard line officially. Steps back in. Kipp sends a man in motion. Takes a snap. Throws to the near side on a screen pass. And he'll be wrapped up in the backfield. A loss for Riley Kurnick, who just got the big completion. On the play before, he is brought down for a loss of 2.
He was up against that same matchup in Raymond Jackson. Jackson lost the big play, but able to make up for it there for a loss of 2. This is going to be 2nd and 12 now for the Spartans.
That's a substitute on the far side. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. As their line gets set. Shifts to the far side is Dusel. No, he'll play action. Looks over to the far side. Unloads one to the end zone. Slan slips and falls. And Schuler nearly intercepts it in the end zone. Both players hit the deck. Schuler nearly gets up and intercepts it, but bats it out of the way, incomplete.
There's a lot of hand fighting on that play. Caleb Schuler able to make a good play against Noah Coyne over in the end zone. A lot of hand fighting on that, a lot of physical contact, no flag against either side. Refs letting it go here early in the season, as that's going to be a matchup to watch as this game goes on.
3:19 to go in this first quarter. Two split back set in the shotgun for Spartans. Takes the snap, drops back, looking towards the end zone. Pressure coming, thrown over the middle. That one's completed. Hit as he throws was Kip. He stands in and gets the completion, and it's first and goal. Noah Coyne on the catch.
Just going to say, Coyne there, able to beat Schuler inside, and the ball was delivered right where it needed to be.
Kip on the hurry-up offense, looks to the far side on the screen pass, has a lane, misses a tackle, into the end zone, touchdown, Spartans.
Took a little bit longer than the Spartans would have liked on their ability to score a touchdown. Took almost all of the first quarter, only just under 3 minutes left. But they got on the board first here against the Tomcats, and they're going to look to add on one more.
Gabriel Petrozzi to kick. The freshman beat out fellow freshman Graham Sorg for that place kicker position. The snap, the hold, the kick, it is good. Nearly blocked, but good for the Spartans. We'll head to a quick break on WXCC 80.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Everybody, welcome back to Alumni Stadium. Case Western just took a 7-0 lead, 2:58 to go in the first quarter. Cost thoughts on that last drive defensively for the Tomcats?
Just not even a handful. One or two mistakes led to that drive ended up in a touchdown for the Spartans. Tomcats just need to do a better job tackling and then realizing when it's a read option or play action pass. Just the recollection of that needs to be sharpened up a little bit.
Line drive kick, a little bit of an odd spin to it. That one's mishandled by the Tomcats, but it's picked up as he moves forward and lays out a man at the 30. Keeps pushing forward to the 34-yard line. The energy play the Tomcats needed. Returned off the weird sort of spin by Seth Phillips, the backup tight end.
I mean, Seth Phillips, if you ever need a jolt of electricity at any point in your life, he's your man. He came in and delivered a boom hit. The Tomcats are now set up on their own 34-yard line and marching down.
The 2023 Pac Wrestling champion led to the co-title with W&J with his heavyweight win in the last possible match of that day. So that man knows when to come up in the clutch and provide energy. As Trumbull steps into the shotgun formation, two receivers stacked on the far side. Very out wide on 1st and 10. Takes the snap, hands it off to Plowden, cuts out to the outside, and it keeps falling forward. We'll see where they spot him. Looks like a gain of 2. Kosh, you asked me pregame, when did Andy Plowden become a running back? Well, he was a state champion running back in high school with Penn Hills, so he has the experience at the highest levels of Pennsylvania football. Shotgun takes the snap, throws it on the screen pass to the far side to Blake Joseph, who cuts to the inside, gets a couple yards on the catch, and sets up 3rd down.
The screen passes right now, they were working on that 1st and 2nd drive for the Tomcats, more so on the 2nd, but right now Case Western made a great adjustment after the break between the break of their last drive and the current one now, and they're not letting up those rinky-dink yards like they were last time.
2 minutes to go, clock rolling, 7-0 Case Western. Shotgun formation for Trumbull. Two receivers on the near side. Jamar Jeter, the closest one to us. Play clock under 10. Steps in, takes the snap, throws it short to Jamar Jeter. Catches it, cuts to the inside, finds a little bit of room, cuts back again, gets into the Spartans territory, and is brought down at the 45-yard line after getting the 1st down.
Jamar Jeter with the fancy footwork on that play. He made 2 Spartans miss. Results in a 1st down for the Tomcats. They're now in Case Western territory.
Jamar Jeter, the pride of high school powerhouse Aliquippa, getting the start today. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers on the far side. Trumbull looks over. Coach DJK gives him the okay, and he steps in. Plowed into his near side. decides to tuck it under his hand. What a block by Andy Plowden. Will mount to anything. He manages to get back to the original line of scrimmage and steps out of bounds as a flag flies.
We're going to see who this goes up against. That might be against Case Western, late hit.
What a block by Andy Plowden before we get this call, but he set that run up. He said, I'm going to sacrifice this, got down, laid down the block, and they might get a 1st and 10 out of this after the penalty.
Good ball. Personal foul. Defense. Number 10.
A huge penalty for the Tomcats, and they keep the drive alive as they set up at the 30-yard line. Fresh set of downs in Spartan territory.
It'd be big for the Tomcats to get on the board before this quarter ends. If not then, right as soon as the next quarter begins, to give themselves plenty of time to keep this game within 1 score and then maybe take the lead before half.
Sends a man in motion. That's Donnie Pattison. Hands it off to Plowden up the middle. He lowers the shoulder and keeps pushing the pile forward for a gain of 3.
This isn't high school football, John. They're allowed to push the pile.
Oh, I love it. Don't worry. That is some power football right there if you have Andy Plowden back there. Let me give you the exact listing of his size. He's 5'8", but I'm sure he's over 200 pounds of muscle.
If I had to guess, Andy Plowden's probably about 210.
He's definitely slimmed up from last year, and I mean that in the best way possible. It's all muscle. 3 receivers on the far side on 2nd down. Sends a man in motion. That's Donnie Pattison again. Hands it off to Plowden. No, play action. Throws it over to Chase Lawler, and it's tipped up in the air, incomplete.
That's something Case Western has just done a great job at. Their defensive line has been trained very digitally. What word am I looking for there? I just can't pronounce it.
Diligently.
Diligently, thank you. To get their hands up on any pass play, and they're doing a great job of it so far.
Trumbull once again in the shotgun. Jumbo set to the far side. 2 receivers on the near. Case Western shows blitz, backs off as they stack the box. Looks over to the near side, takes the snap, hands it off to Plowden. No, yes, he will hand it off to Plowden as he keeps pushing forward. He'll be way short of the 1st down marker. Sets up 4th down and medium.
I'd like to see the Tomcats go for it here. That run play indicated to me that they plan on going for it on 4th down. I think they will.
Looks like Owen Trumbull is subbing out, and they're bringing in backup quarterback Christian Martinez. But that will conclude the 1st quarter. 7-0 Case Western here on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Lads and lasses, thank you for tuning in to WXTC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania. Feed your mind, feed your soul.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org.
And welcome back to WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania. Trumbull in the game, so they almost substituted out quarterbacks as they're going for it on 4th and 5. A pivotal play to start the 2nd quarter. Trumbull takes the snap. Play action, rolls out to the far side, finds a man downfield. That's Chase Lawler underneath it. Flag flies as the ball goes incomplete.
I think that's going to be against the Tomcats.
Chase Lawler falls incomplete in the end zone. There is a flag on the play.
Yeah, they're pointing in the direction of the Tomcats, and Case Western looks like they're going to decline it.
The eligible receiver, downfield, offense number 73. Penalty, one, resolve the play, turnover on downs, first down.
So a turnover on downs against the Tomcats as that penalty is declined. Look at the first quarter stats. Owen Trumbull went 7 for 10, now 7 for 11 for 42 yards. And Andy Plowden, 5 carries for 12 yards. Both teams equal on first downs with 4 following that first quarter.
Fromberg back in for the Spartans.
3 receivers on the far side, sends a man to his far side, takes a snap, play action, looking over the middle of the field. Pressure coming, rolls out to the far side. Still looking downfield, tucks it under his arm, decides to run forward, and is brought down just before the 30-yard line, and he asks for a face mask.
Faber was in pursuit of that play the entire way. That's a big man coming off the edge for the Tomcats.
In other injury news, Jordan Volpe up and walking around for now. We'll see if he comes back into the game for the Tomcats. There's a flag on the far side. As we anxiously wait the call.
Number 13, defense. Schedule penalty for using spot. Play result in the first down on that.
So defensive holding against the Tomcats. Not the type of call that you want as the Tomcats.
That call goes against Justin Logan, the corner for the Tomcats.
He lines up on the near side. Press coverage, has 3 receivers on the near side for Case Western. Takes a snap, hands it off, looking around this near side, and it's going to be a pass and caught at the 50-yard line by Alec Angelo. I didn't even notice there that Ian Kipp was the running back in that formation.
That's a great trick play that the Spartans brought out of the playbook here early in the season. Caught the Tomcats sleeping and they convert on for the first down there, and they're now in Tomcat territory.
If you have the 2 quarterbacks in Kipp who can run, that's definitely a really good play to have in your back pocket. 3 receivers on the far side. Claps takes the snap, hands it up. No, he'll tuck it under his arm, and he is wrapped up and brought down for a gain of 1.
A lot of read options and play action for the Spartans here early in this game. It's definitely catching the Tomcats off guard as they're not sure what to commit to.
Yeah, much like the Thiel defense, I'm also getting fooled by them, but everyone needs a week 1, huh? 2nd and 9. Moving left to right in the second quarter, 13:58, clock rolling. Looks over to the far sideline. Takes a snap. Play action. Throws it over the middle of the field. That one's batted up in the air. Nearly intercepted by Donald Thomas, the D2 transfer from Charleston. Just inches away from being intercepted. Great coverage there by Thomas.
That ball was forced in there by Fromberg. It was almost a completion, but like you said, great defense. Able to get a hand there and tip that ball up. That was inches away from being Tomcat football going the other way.
3rd and 9. 2 receivers on the far side. 1 on the near. That's Noah Coyne, who lines up covered by Donnell Thomas, who nearly had the interception. Shotgun. Claps takes a snap, drops back, looking to throw. Fromberg throws on the screen pass. He'll be wrapped up and brought down by a group of Tomcats. After, they'll say no gain on the play, but I think he got 1 there.
Spartans were trying to go slip screen there against the Tomcats. Tomcats able to recognize that and allow no gain. Looks like the Spartans will be lining up in punt formation. This ball should be going over to the Tomcats here pending a return. Hopefully.
Yes.
We'll say that early in the season. You can't guarantee things to be executed perfectly. So
Andre Rogers and Amir Granberry back deep to return. Nearly blocked. So that one goes high arcing, called for a fair catch for the Tomcats, but they'll down it at the 25-yard line. and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tomcats, moving right to left. Their technically second offensive drive of the quarter.
Chase Lawler almost came in clutch with that block for the Tomcats. He was probably about a hand length or so away from blocking that punt. That would have been huge for the Tomcats.
In Chase Lawler's freshman year, before Bauman came in, they played at Bethany, and he came within inches of another blocked kick.
You're just an encyclopedia over there, right?
Oh, very much so. I gotta sound good, don't you think? There's plenty of people watching, so a little bit of pressure. Shotgun formation for Trumbull. Near side is Collier. Steps in. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Collier. Cuts back to the middle of the field. Barrels over a man, and he's ripped down after a short gain. About a yard on that carry. It looks like Nate Siakalo, the second-team All-Pac selection from last season, on the tackle.
I could be partial, but I'm a big fan of watching Jordan Collier run the football.
So am I. He's a big bruising runner, but if he gets into open field, he is a very dangerous athlete.
He's very quick for a bigger back. He'll make you pay if you commit to a side.
3 receivers on the near side. Trumbull takes the snap, throws the quick out to Chase Lawler on the catch. He keeps pushing forward, and he gets the first down a little bit more. Chase Lawler with his first reception of the game.
Tomcats marching. Look for them to keep up that pass game. The Case Western Spartans, they're going in between deep coverages and short coverages, not really committing to one or the other, and Tomcats are just getting the better end of the play call for the Spartan defense.
11:53 clock rolling, 1st and 10 for the Tomcats. Sends a man in motion, that's Jamar Jeter. He goes out to the far side, play action, looking, steps up in the pocket, avoids a sack, rolls out to the far side, unloads into the middle of the field. Chase Lawler falling down and incomplete.
I'm not sure how that's not pass interference. It looked like the defensive back for the Spartans was just completely preventing Chase Lawler from making a play there.
Speaking of which, Sam Bauman is there to complain as a Spartan is down on the field. We'll take a break here on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Following the incompletion, 2nd and 10 for the Tomcats. Nearly a big play. Set him up deep in Spartan territory.
Didn't get a number on that injury, but looks like he's all right and made his way off the field under his own power. Maybe like an upper body injury, shoulder, something along those lines.
It's week 1. You don't want to see anybody get hurt. 2 receivers on the near side. Donnie Pattison lines up at tight end behind the right guard on that far side. Sends a man in motion. That's Jamar Jeter. Takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Jordan Collier. Pushes the pile forward for a gain of 2.
I know it's week 1, but in my opinion, the Tomcats need to do a little bit better job of disguising their play.
Yes.
Trumbull was show and run that entire time with a handoff. Didn't really make anyone bite on the jet sweep motion. Just little things like that could come up big for them later on in this game and later on in the season. The quicker you get those things ironed out, though, the quicker you might find success.
3rd and 8. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers on the near side. Sends a man in motion. That's Andy Plowden. Looking down the middle of the field. Steps up in the pocket. Tucks it under his arm. Does Trumbull. Gets a little bit of room around the near side. Tries to cut back in. Leans forward. Gets the first down and into Spartan territory. Owen Trumbull. And he gets a massive head smack from Sam Bauman.
That's what you want out of your quarterback, the ability to improvise. We've seen that early on. Owen Trumbull shedding 2 tackles when he's under pressure in the pocket, and that was on that deep ball to Chase Lawler that was not called for a penalty. We thought it was. Might be partial, but that's neither here nor there. But having the ability to improvise is huge for a quarterback and even bigger for a program.
Two receivers on the far side. Andy Plowden on the near side of Trumbull. Collier lines up as almost a tight end in this formation. Trumbull steps in. Takes the snap. Pressure coming from the blind side. Gets a block. Throws it over the middle of the field. That's Chase Lawler, and he hauls it in for the 1st and 10. Ball at the 30-yard line, and he points forward with aggressiveness as the Tomcats are rolling right now.
That was a bullet off the right arm of Owen Trumbull. Steps up and delivers a dime right into the breadbasket of Chase Lawler. He goes down for the 1st down. And like you said, Robbins, Tomcats are marching.
Under 10 minutes to go in this 2nd quarter. Shotgun formation. Stack set to the near side. Lawler in front of Blake Joseph. Collier to the near side of Trumbull. Claps, takes the snap, hands it off to Collier, finds room in a gap, has space around the far side, cuts back in, jumps over man, 1st and 10 inside the red zone, nearly into the end zone for Collier, but tripped up at the 15-yard line.
Jordan Collier showing the ups there on that play, able to get over a defensive back for the Spartans and extend the play, and just barely got brought down.
Hurry up offense for the Tomcats, same formation as the previous one. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Takes the snap, hands out to Collier, cuts back, finds room around the far side, makes another cut, falls forward at the 6-yard line. No, it would be much shorter than that. I thought he fell much forward than what the far side line judge is telling us at the 8-yard line.
Still a good 5-ish yard gain for the Tomcats. They're going to slow things down here a little bit. Collier, we talked about improvisation just a minute ago for a quarterback, but he's showing some there as a running back, kind of shades of Le'Veon Bell, if you will.
Koss, I don't know about you, but my stomach is in knots as the Tomcats line up at the 8-yard line, 2nd and 5, 8:35 to go, clock rolling. Looks over his line, Trumbull sets in, takes the snap, hands it off to Collier, ball on the ground, Trumbull, a missed handoff, and the ball falls on the turf, and the momentum taken out of the Spartans. And first, it's out of the Tomcats, 1st and 10 Spartans.
That's just the worst way a drive could end if you're a Thiel College Tomcat fan. You were marching down that field with authority. Everything you were doing was working, and to have a drive end like that with a miss snap, maybe a handoff as well, it's just... that's a punch in the gut if there's anything quite like that in the game of football.
1st and 10, and a flag flies.
To be a false start on the right guard for the Case Western Spartans. That's number 71, Garrett Moorhead.
Garrett Moorhead, a fellow alumni of mine of Penn Trafford High School, 2021 state champion and Whitfield champion. Shout out to him, but not the way you want to call his name. As they line up in the shotgun formation, pistol to be exact. 8:24 is the clock stop after the penalty. Hands it off at the middle of the field, and he is brought down by a group of Tomcats for a gain of 3.
Tomcats need a big stop here to start their defensive stand. If you can get the ball back here quick, maybe keep some momentum from that last drive going before the Spartans make any adjustments on the defensive side that they're probably cooking up right now, that'd be huge.
2nd and 11, gain of 4 officially on that last carry. Shotgun. Claps takes the snap, play action, looking over to the near side, pressure coming, points his receivers, tries to set his feet. Donnie Blue wraps him up from behind and gets some help from Justin Logan and a couple other Tomcats, including Jake Badger, the local product from Mercer, Pennsylvania.
Donovan Blue had a wide open shot on Kip, but just Kip able to make a slight move and throw off Blue, and he was able to extend that play. It's now 3rd and short for the Spartans. Tomcats need a big stop here.
Ball at the 21-yard line, as Koss mentioned, 3rd and short, officially 3rd and 3 coming up. 3 down linemen for the Tomcats on defense. They're showing blitz. Takes the snap. Play action. Looking over the near side. Pressure coming. Steps up, throws. Has a man. It will be incomplete. A flag flies. I'm not sure about that pass interference call.
Darnell Jordan had a hand on the wide receiver, but I don't know if it was enough contact to draw a flag.
No, absolutely not.
Looked like good coverage, just a bad ball, and for some reason Darnell Jordan's going to be on the receiving end of a bad call, in my opinion. Granted, we are up in the booth. Refs are on the field. They're the ones that see the play the best. But from my perspective.
Yeah, Darnell Jordan, some people gave him some flack last year for how he played at times, but, coming back for his 5th year to lead the Tomcats as a captain and, had perfect coverage there. He looks like he's been playing solid, just not rewarded with his play thus far. We'll step aside during this timeout. 7-0, Case Western.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
When might you be buzzed?
Correction on that coverage on the last throw. Raymond Jackson still remains. Just in our opinion, a bad call as Case Western lines up in 1st and 10 following the pass interference call. He'll step up in the pocket. Kip makes a man miss, cuts back to the inside, and he's spun down by a group of Tomcats. Looked like the main one on that play was Dante Edwards.
That's a perfect play design from the Spartans there. Against a 3-man front for the Tomcats, they just let the head-up center, it was a head-up shade on the center, and the defensive ends were on the outside of the linemen. They just let the defensive line in, and the guards came upfield and got the second-level blocks.
Ian Kip in the game. Sends a man in motion. Kip will fake clap on the second one. He'll receive the snap, hands it off. No, he'll keep it on the read option. Cuts back to the inside, has room. Makes another man miss, and he's wrapped down by Darnell Jordan. The leading tackler, tied for leading tackles last season with 50 total tackles. Gets the wrap-up tackle there to potentially prevent a touchdown.
Kip just being uber athletic from the quarterback position. That's just a recipe for success for any program when you have the ability to extend plays that way and design around a quarterback with some speed and agility.
2 receivers on the far side. They check to the far sideline. Takes the snap. Hands it off. He'll be nearly wrapped up in the backfield. The second effort from the Tomcats does bring down Dusler.
That was a design blitz all the way for the Tomcats, and it was a good call, especially against a run play there. Second level crashing, unable to make the tackle, though, was, I believe, that's number 15, Dante Edwards.
Made a good play on the ball. Can't really fault him for that one, but
threw off the game. Threw off the play, that is.
Yeah.
Threw it off a little bit.
Able to get help from Luke Faber, who is credited with the tackle. 2nd and 10, following the gain of 0 on that carry. 3 receivers on the far side. They once again motion out of the pistol formation. Kip will drop back. Pressure coming from the blind side. He'll step up in the pocket. Running east to west, and he's brought down in the backfield by number 14, Jared Caricio, another wrestler on this team. And it'll be 3rd down and long, 11 to be exact, under 5 minutes to go in this first half. At halftime, we will have the Thiel College Marching Band here on WXCC and the Thiel Athletics TCTV Boxcast stream.
The Marching Pride.
The Marching Pride, sorry. 2 receivers on the near side with an H-back behind the right tackle for the Spartans. Tomcats looking for a stop. Kip will drop back. Pressure coming. Throws to the far side. That one will be hauled in. What a catch on that far side. Little should have tackle. Dives for the goal line. Touchdown, Case Western. Just an amazing play by Noah Coyne to haul that one in and dive for the end zone. That was just better offense. That was great defense. You just couldn't do anything about it.
If you could say you just got mossed, that was the dictionary definition of a mossing, if you will. Noah Coyne just able to reach over the defender and make the play. Get into the end zone. Give him credit for that. Able to get all the way into the end zone for the Spartans.
Kick is up and very good. We'll step aside. 14-0, 4:01 to go in this first half. Case Western leads.
This is John Robbins, the voice of Thiel College Football, and you're listening to WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
John Robbins, Jonathan Koss. 4:01 to go in this first half. 14-0 Tomcats. Spartans Tomcats trail. As Koss tries to get a shirt from the T-shirt toss.
I'm open. You just got to deliver a ball.
Koss, as the kick is a line drive left to right for Case Western off the shins of a Tomcat. That will be picked up in stride. Tuck it under his arm. Looks like Seth Phillips once again. Off the weird kick. He seems to be at the receiving end of those odd kicks. It is Seth Phillips who gets up from the bottom of the pile.
Update on that T-shirt toss. Didn't get a shirt.
Disappointing. I'm very disappointed in you.
Heart's broken, to say the least.
As it should be.
Was there a nice Thiel College shirt? You can never have too many Thiel College shirts.
No,
Might have been able to turn that into a cutoff for the gym, too.
Man. My mother would be listening. She'd be very angry if I got another T-shirt.
I would love another T-shirt.
You hear that, Mom? There's nothing wrong with more T-shirts. Anyways, shotgun formation, stack set on the near side. That's been working pretty well for the Tomcats as Trumbull claps hands it off. Looking at the middle of the field, looks like Andy Plowden will be pushed back into the backfield.
Just no push from that left side of the Tomcat offensive line on the designed run to that said side. It's hard to expect some yardage gain when offensive line isn't setting the tone.
Shotgun formation. Stack set once again. Low snap, gets it up. Trumbull trying to avoid pressure, spins out of the initial sack, but is brought down by number 20, Marco Toth, the captain all-pack second team selection.
If you're the Tomcats here, you can't let things unravel.
You cannot.
2 not great plays in a row. You can't let things unravel and get out of hand here in this drive. Take your yards and keep moving forward.
2 balance set for the Tomcats, 2 receivers either side. Donnie Pattison, the tight end, split out wide to the near side. Takes the snap, draws back, looking, throws to this far side, caught by Chase Lawler. He's immediately wrapped up. He keeps pushing forward. He will not let his legs stop till he's brought down just past the 30-yard line. About a yard past the original line of scrimmage for a gain of 7. It'll set up 4th down and 9.
Looks like we got a timeout on the field. Looks like Case Western's going to try to save some time on the clock and get another score before this half.
We'll step aside here on WXCC 88.1 FM. 14-0 Case Western.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
John Robbins, Jonathan Koss, WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania. TCTV Boxcast stream. And a fake punt for the Tomcats. Takes it up the middle of the field. Has space at first down and a lot more. Gets over the 50-yard line. Jake Badger inside Spartan territory.
I mean, that's just the perfect way to come out of that timeout, catching the Case Western special teams sleeping, and not just a first down, but massive yardage on that conversion. Great job by the Tomcats. They're now in Spartan territory at about the 44-yard line.
So, Koss, you and I called Mercer last week.
Yes, we
Jake
did.
Badger, Mercer alumni, comes up big on the punt fake as shotgun formation. 2 receivers on the near side. Energy, all Tomcats right now. Jamar Jeter in motion. Trumbull takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, tucks it under his arm, and he'll be brought down in the backfield for a loss.
Trumbull had time to deliver a ball, but looked like that was going to try to be a Hail Mary type play, just airing out the offense. Didn't have enough time to let that play develop fully, and Case Western defensive line wreaking some havoc.
Trumbull's first career start came against Case Western. He had a big game his freshman year against them. As he steps in, 2 receivers either side of the line, balanced set. Trumbull looks over with under 10 seconds to go on the play clock. He'll settle in, plowed into his far side, takes a snap, unloads over the far side, and he'll be brought down on the quick curl route on that far side. I didn't get a number on that. Was that Jamar Jeter on the catch?
Was number 11 Jamar Jeter for the Tomcats on that reception. 3rd down and 7 now for the Tomcats.
3rd and manageable, I'd say. Ball at the 47-yard line, under a minute to go in this first half.
Definitely 4-down territory.
Oh, absolutely. 3 receivers on the near side. Donnie Pattison shuffles in to be a tight end, so make it 2 on this near side with a tight end. They look over. 35 seconds left. 10 seconds to go on the play clock as Trumbull snaps it. Throws it to Jeter. He's hit, and the flag will fly. A 1st and 10 after the pass interference.
2 flags fly.
Jamar,
back line judge, he had to throw one in there too.
Oh, absolutely, had to get in on the fun as Jamar Jeter just was met a little bit too early by Dominic Sias, who had 48 total tackles in 2022. An automatic first down for the Tomcats. 30 seconds to go in this first half, and Thiel's threatening.
2 timeouts left. Keep that in mind for the Tomcats as this drive reaches towards the end of the quarter and into the half. Tomcats trying to score before that happens.
Shotgun formation. Takes a snap, trots back. Trumbull has time, loses it, rolls out to the far side. He'll just throw it as far as he can into the graveyard next to Alumni Stadium. Smart play there by Trumbull to just get away from pressure.
Smart play, definitely. There was no way he was getting out of that pressure by the defense of the Spartans. So good play by him. Limit the time that was taken off the clock there. Give them another chance to keep this drive live with 2nd down and 10.
14-0 Case Western. 24 seconds left in the first half. Sends a man a little bit in motion. Jamar Jeter trots his way in as Trumbull takes the snap. Steps up in the pocket, and he'll be wrapped down. 18 seconds to go. It'll be 3rd down and extremely long.
Head coach Sam Bauman takes a timeout there. Smart decision as they're now going to have 3rd and long.
We'll step aside here on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
John Robbins, Jonathan Koss. Back in the studio temporarily, Kaylee Peacock, Nick Corson as well. Directing, if you're watching the video stream, Mackenzie Morrison. Shout out, Kenzie.
They're throwing hot dogs. I might need one of them.
Okay, now I'm reaching out
for one of them.
I'm also reaching out the window.
Up here, buddy.
Koss is wide open in the middle of the field, and he's caught a hot dog. No, he's not. Incomplete.
I wish.
Incomplete. Shotgun formation for Trumbull. 3rd and 13 officially. 18 seconds left in this half. The line shifts for Case Western. He'll take the snap, trots back, steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle of the field. It'll be batted and incomplete, intended for Chase Lawler. He made the second effort and just not enough time to get underneath it.
Great job by, I believe it's Dominic Seiss. Could be wrong on that pronunciation. I'm very sorry if I am. S-A-I-S.
I think you're right there.
Seiss.
So
regardless, good play.
4th and 13, 13 seconds to go. And Coach Bauman will have a timeout to talk it over. We'll also step aside. 14-0, 13 seconds left in this first half.
This is John Robbins, the voice of Thiel College Football, and you're listening to WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We got a hot dog, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get a little bit more of that after this 4th down and 13. 13 seconds to go. Takes the snap. Trumbull looking. Throws him in the field. Caught by Chase Lawler, but it's batted off his chest. Incomplete. He had it. It'll be a turnover on downs. But in better news, Koss got a hot dog.
I did, in fact, get a hot dog. I feel like when we talked about this during the break. Feels like when an MLB broadcast catches a foul ball back into the press box. I got a hot dog with no hot dog in it. It's just a bun.
That's unfortunate. Shout out to Peyton.
That is just unbelievable.
Blankenridge, who women's tennis player here at Thiel College, for putting the arm up to throw it back here. And Case Western will kneel out the half. And Kip will just take the easy kneel. We'll send it at halftime. 14-0 Thiel trails, but to say the least, this Tomcat team looks a lot more impressive than it did a year before. We'll send it a break here on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
This is John Robbins, the voice of Thiel College Football, and you're listening to WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
Sitting up here with a cowbell for 20 minutes. What's the problem with the cowbell, lady?
Beatles' first release on their Apple record label, and one of the first 4 singles by Apple's roster of artists, marking the label's public launch. Hey Jude was a #1 hit in many countries around the world, became the year's top-selling single in the UK, the US, Australia, and Canada. Its 9-week run at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 tied the all-time record in 1968 for the longest run at the top of the US charts, a record it held for 9 years. It has sold approximately 8 million copies and is frequently included on music critics' list of the greatest songs of all time.
I'm sorry.
Continued the transformation of the Beatles, a mainly rock and roll and pop-oriented act, to more experimental studio-based band, and lyrics providing a narrative on loneliness. By the mid-2000s, over 200 cover versions of Eleanor Rigby had been made. The song was also popular with soul artists seeking to widen their stylistic range. Ray Charles recorded a version that was released as a single in 1968 and peaked at number 35 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 36 in the UK. Aretha Franklin's version of Eleanor Rigby charted at number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100 in December of 1969. originally appeared on the UK EP Yesterday in March 1966. It made its U.S. album debut on Yesterday and Today in June 1966. McCartney's vocal and acoustic guitar, together with a string quartet, essentially made for the first solo performance of the band. It remains popular today, and with 2,200 cover versions, is one of the most covered songs in the history of recorded music. Yesterday was voted the best song of the 20th century in a 1999 BBC Radio 2 Full of Music Experts and Listeners, and was also voted the #1 pop song of all time by MTV and Rolling Stone magazine the following year. In 1997, the song was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. Broadcast Music Incorporated asserts that it was performed over 7 million times in the 20th century.
Like that. Right.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
This is John Robbins, the voice of Thiel College Football, and you're listening to WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
And welcome back to the press box here at Alumni Stadium. John Robbins, Jonathan Koss, WXCC 80.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania. And the Boxcast stream ran by TCTV, directed by Mackenzie Morrison. First half stats. 14-0 Case Western. Sorry, Koss, I had to make sure they get the right ones. 14-0 Case Western. Thiel leads in first downs, 10-9. The Case Western leads in rushing with 61 yards and pass yards with 117. Thiel clocks in with 54 rush yards, 85 pass yards, and looking at some individual stats. Owen Trumbull, 11 for 19, 85 yards. He's been sacked 3 times, though. Rushing, Jordan Collier, 4 carries for 26 yards. Jeffrey Badger, or Jake Badger, who had that fake punt, only had that 1 carry for 24 yards, but that was on that fake punt. Andy Plowden, 6 carries, 12 yards. And Trumbull, who had 7 carries for 14 yards gained and 17 lost for a net of -3 yards. In the receiving game, Chase Lawlers had 10 targets, 3 catches for 36 yards. Jamar Jeter has caught all 3 of his targets for 24 yards. Jordan Collier has had 2 catches for 7 yards. And Andre Rogers has had 1 catch for 12 yards. Looking in the tackles, Jared Carissio with 6 total tackles, Dante Edwards with 4, Darnell Jordan with 4 as well, and Donovan Blue with 2. Looking at Case Western's individual stats, Ian Kipp, 6 for 7, 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. Alex Fromberg, 1 for 2 for 2 yards in the passing game. Rushing, Ian Kipp, 52 yards on 6 carries. Gage Dusler, 6 yards on 6 carries. Christopher Lim, 1 carry, 4 yards, and Alex Fromberg, 1 carry for 1 yard. Receiving, 2 catches for 35 yards for Riley Kernick, and 2 catches for 19 yards for Alec Angelo. Noah Coyne, 1 catch, 15 yards, and Dominic Wade, 1 catch for 2 yards. That Alec Angelo with the touchdown on the receiving end. Tackles, Caden Tong has 7, DJ Wolf with 5, and AJ Dubowski and Jake Summers both with 4. And the scoring recap, 7-0 Case Western, 2:58 to go in the first quarter. A 5-yard pass from Ian Kipp to Alec Angelo, and then a Case Western touchdown in the second quarter with an amazing play by Noah Coyne on the far sideline. All right, Koss, first half thoughts before we break out into the second half.
I just hope both teams are having fun.
Okay, Koss.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was going to say, give us real analysis.
Tomcats have a lot of small things to work on. It's not like last season, if you are a Tomcat faithful fan, how they got off to a slow start on both sides of the ball. There's a lot of things on this new form Tomcats to be excited about. They're able to move the ball down the field, which is an improvement over last season.
Yes.
Be able to get stops on the defensive end, which is an improvement over last season. And the special teams is no longer what they were last year.
Yeah, no longer I hate to phrase it like this, but a liability that could cause turnovers. That's the best phrasing, but it's true.
Keep in mind we are Tomcat fans, Tomcat faithful, so we have the ability to be a little bit crucial, I feel like. We've earned that right.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the special teams unit last year, they definitely came along in the second half of the year, so I think this year they've started out well. So what's nice to see is that the lessons that they learned from last season, this team and this staff have carried over to improvements this year. I think as a Tomcat fan, despite being down 14, I think this is the most impressive 14-point deficit that I've seen, if that's the best way to phrase it.
Yeah, it's by no stretch of the imagination an open and closed book. Like, this game is still, it can go both ways. Tomcats they're able to, if they get a quick stop on defense, they are kicking off to start the second half. So if they get a quick stop on defense and are able to put points on the board, it's anybody's ball game. Just look for them to correct the little things as much as they can in this first game. There is always going to be those for week one woes where things aren't going your way. You get those penalties. You get those just miscues that are ironed out later down the line in the season. But if those things get figured out, the Tomcats could find a way to win this football game.
Yes, and I've seen 14-point comebacks, and this team's been knocking at the door several times. Koss, there are 30 more minutes to play in this ball game. Can the Tomcats come back from 14? Case Western will receive the opening kick of the second half. We'll send it a quick break here on WXCC 88.1 FM. Case Western 14, Thiel nothing.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
This is John Robbins, the voice of Thiel College Football, and you're listening to WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Once again, John Robbins, Jonathan Koss.
In fact, that is correct.
It is. I got something correct today, as the Tomcats will kick left to right to open the second half. Their kickoff specialist, Preston Lefkowitz. They have many freshmen in the special teams unit. I
think it's a good thing.
Yes.
Build the special teams young. And the way that they're working so far this early season, just in that first half alone, yes, the handful of little things that went wrong, but from a majority young guy, like a specialist group, I guess would be the best way to put it. It's very impressive what they've been able to do so far.
Becky to return Gage Dusler and Stefan Lopez. Line way high, arcing kick back to the 10-yard line. It'll be dropped and picked up at the 10-yard line in stride. He'll be brought down aggressively.
That was an incredible hit by Matt Jordan. He laid the boomstick to start the second half, and that might be just enough energy to get this Tomcat defense a stop here, hopefully.
1st and 10, moving right to left for Case Western. The Spartans out of the Cleveland, Ohio area.
Shout out.
As the referee calls for a reset on the play clock. Get some mismanagement with the clock with 14:20 to go.
It's week one for the clock guys, too.
1st and 10, 2 receivers on the near side. He'll step in. Sends a man out, takes a snap. Kip looking over the middle of the field, unloads, has a man wide open, and it's hauled in with one arm and brought down into Thiel territory. That thing could have gone to the end zone if he didn't fall over. That was number 31, Stefan Lopez, the sophomore running back from New Jersey.
There's nobody up deep for the Tomcats covering the middle of the field. That's usually Darnell Jordan territory, but no one was to be found on that play. That was a wide open pass.
A little bit of a funky motion on that one to set up the wide open seam pass. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers on the far side. Claps takes the snap, hands it off to the far side, has blockers, and he is hit aggressively as he meets the secondary by Darnell Jordan, who made up for the missed coverage there. That on the carry was Gage Dusler.
We talk about Darnell Jordan, his size, all the time, but he plays a foot and 50 pounds above what he's listed as. He is just flying around the field with the utmost intensity 24/7.
Darnell Jordan, Pittsburgh product out of Westinghouse. Claps takes the snap. He'll hand it off. Comes to the near side. Dusler has blockers, and he gets around the outside. A flag flies. This one might be coming back.
There's a lot of teal jersey being grabbed on that play.
It'll be second down. Second down and 5 was what the play was, so we'll see how far this one backs them up. as we wait for the umpire.
Here we go.
Offense to the bench. 10 left penalties from the starting 5.
So holding against Case Western saves a first down. And the self-inflicted wounds continue for the Spartans.
Not too many of them, though, and that's been a
but
key.
just at key points.
Exactly.
Not many, but key points of drives that they've had self-inflicted penalties. 2nd and 10. Kip in the pistol formation, sends a man in motion to the near side, sets up as a running back, 2 receivers either side, takes a snap, drops back. Kip looking for the middle of the field, throws, it will be incomplete as patiently Thomas Wilson sat there and then made contact as soon as the ball arrived. Just very smart defense right there by the Cotter Sport product.
Good job by Wilson to wait for that ball to be touched by the receiver. And he didn't overly exaggerate that hit. He could have very easily laid out that wide receiver that was coming over the middle for the Spartans, but he laid off, played smart football, and that was a great play by him for 3rd and long now.
Ball at the 50-yard line on 3rd and 10. 2 receivers on the far side with an H-back on that side of the line. Takes a snap, drops back, looking towards his near side, flips to the far side. Kip will tuck it under his arm and run a little bit. That one falls incomplete, intended for Noah Coyne.
That's going to be a great defensive stand by the Tomcats, just what we were talking about and what they needed. It's now going to be, they're going to have 12 and a half, just under 12 and a half minutes.
If they come out of here with a stop and a touchdown, this is a whole new ball game, folks. 2 back deep to receive for the Tomcats. Trying to acquire numbers for you. One of them is Andre Rogers, an all-pack returner last season. Known for his punt return against Bethany. The snap, the punt is high, arcing, and spins up in the air, a weird spiral, and take a dive out of bounds inside the 15-yard line, and sets up the Tomcats at 1st and 10, their first drive of the second half.
I mean, that's what the Tomcats needed to start off this second half. They needed a stop, and they got one. Now it's time for the offense to execute. Defense did their job. Offense, now it's your turn.
12:22 they'll start this drive at. Ball officially spotted at the 15-yard line as it goes out through the air at that yard line, according to the referees. And Owen Trumbull will step in. 2 receivers on the near side, a balanced set with 2 on the far. Jordan Collier in at running back. Takes the snap. Throws to the near side. That one is hauled in by Blake Joseph. Sheds out the first tackle and is brought down with the second effort from the Spartans, but more importantly, gets the first down.
That was a great read by Trumbull. He saw that slot cornerback, maybe outside linebacker, don't know exactly where he was lined up, but he was shading as a blitz, and he recognized that and was able to deliver a good ball to Blake Joseph for the first down.
12:02 to go, 14-0. Case Western. Collier lines up to the near side of Trumbull. 2 receivers on the far side, sends a man in motion. That's Jeter. Fakes the jet sweep. Trumbull tucks it under arm and run, pushes his blockers forward, and it's a gain of 0 on the play. Sets up 2nd down and 10. You seem a little frustrated on that one.
That was like a foot away from being Owen Trumbull in open grass. The pulling lineman, not sure what position that came from, but just barely unable to get in front of Owen Trumbull and set a block before he got there. 2 more steps and Owen Trumbull's in wide open territory.
Collier lines up to the far side of Trumbull. 2 receivers on the near side. Donnie Patterson on the right, on the near side of the right tackle. Takes a snap, drops back. He looks over his pocket, throws on the comeback route to Chase Lawler, and he'll haul it in with the pass right to his stomach. So it sets up 3rd down and manageable. We'll say 3rd and 5 over the PA, Mike. So another big opportunity for the Tomcats to keep this drive alive.
I would love to see a nice slant route here to Jamar Jeter.
Some crossing routes some of these athletes on the outside. They are definitely very, very good athletes.
I could see Jake Sommers blitzing here, the outside linebacker for Case Western, and leaving Jeter open for a slant.
Jeter motions in. Closer to the line, takes the snap. Looking over to this far side. He'll throw it to Jeter. That one will fall way incomplete. Out of bounds. They're running like a goal line fade package there with Jeter, it appeared.
Jeter wasn't even looking for that ball. He was not ready.
But sets up a punt for the Tomcats.
It's not how you want that first drive to go after the halftime break.
Absolutely not. Adam Devine. The punt. The freshman sits back inside the 20-yard line. 10:26 to go. Nice snap. Line drive punt with a lot of leg behind that one. And he'll catch it at the 20, 25. He'll put back out to the 35. Gets up to the 40, around to the 50. Gets up to the 45-yard line, and a flag flies. Two fly into the scrum on the far side of the field.
That's just not great coverage by the Tomcats. You should never be split in the middle if you have two guys there to make a tackle for 3 yards. For a 3-yard gain on the return.
Although it looks like because the near side line judge went over to Sam Bauman that it will be a penalty against Case Western on the return, so they'll be backed up.
Return team, number 6, take 2. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So a little bit of ground brought back by the Tomcats, so not a complete disaster, but could have been much worse if it was for the block in the back.
Definitely not ideal.
So they'll set up in their own territory, moving right to left. Ball officially placed at the 42-yard line. Claps. 2 receivers on the near side. And they'll look over to this far sideline for more instructions. Settles in. Takes the snap. Hands it off. Has room around the far side. Cuts back out, and he's forced out of bounds. On the carry was the running back.
Late hit on the Tomcats, and that's going to cost some yardage.
That was Gage Dusler on the carry, and boneheaded play by the Tomcats. Cost them a first down and potentially another stop and 2 more downs.
This could be against Dante Edwards, the sophomore linebacker from Harrisonburg, Virginia. Went to Harrisonburg High School. Can't have that happen.
Cannot, as the ball will be placed at the Tomcat 40-yard line. Ian Kipp in at quarterback. Looks like he's basically secured that starting position for Case Western. 2 receivers on the near side. He will do his initial clap and look over to the sideline as they check with their offensive coordinator. Takes the snap. Hands it off. Jump cuts back, and he'll be met by a group of Tomcats. Doesn't even get up to the second level, and he's brought down.
Kip has been a lot of fun to watch in this game.
He's very dangerous.
You know how big of a Saints fan I am, Robbins.
Oh, very, very big fan.
He's even wearing the number 7, so you gotta think a little bit of Taysom Hill here.
Oh, you have to. Long, athletic, doesn't wear any sort of sleeves. Very Taysom Hill-like.
I mean, it's a spitting image.
Oh, just exactly. Except this one's at Case Western. As Ian Kipp settles in. 2 receivers on the near side. Claps, takes the snap. Play action. Looks over to the far side. That will be intercepted. Oh, dropped in the hands of Donnell Thomas, the D2 transfer that Sam Bauman mentioned in the pregame show.
There's nothing but green grass in front of Thomas. Nothing but it.
And he knows it, but what a play to hop that route. Wow.
Man.
He read that thing perfectly. 3rd down and 9. 9:19 to go. Pistol formation, 2 receivers either side. Caleb Schuler on press coverage on the near side against. And before we can do that, there is a timeout on the field. Looks like Jordan Volpe once again, as he'll hobble off. We'll take a quick break here on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Lads and lasses, thank you for tuning in to WXTC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania. Feed your mind, feed your soul.
John Robbins, Jonathan Koss. Jordan Volpe gets off on his own power.
Was an injury timeout, just to clarify.
Yes.
Might be a little bit confusing for those at home.
Yeah, that just
injury timeout.
Yes, happened very quickly. Is 3rd and 9. Pistol formation. Ian Kipp. While we got a little bit of a stoppage, shout out to the Thiel men's soccer team getting a 2-1 win earlier today. Shout out, gentlemen. Good work. Representing the Tomcats well as Kipp lines up in the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back. Looking, pressure coming, steps back, even more, rolls out to the far side, unloads, intercepted! Caleb Schuler on the far sideline! And a turnover caused by the Tomcats. And ladies and gentlemen, with 8:56 to go, the boys in blue and gold take over.
I mean, it's always a great sign when all 4 of your defensive linemen get pressure into the backfield within 2 seconds of the ball being snapped.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That's a great sign.
That was amazing. The Red Seas parted in the gaps in that line, and they just got through and made Ian Kipp make a decision, and it was a poor one at that. More importantly, Tomcats take over, moving left to right, following the Caleb Schuler interception. 2 receivers on the near side. Chase Lawler split out wide to this side. He settles in, takes the snap, hands it off to Andy Plowden, who is unable to shed the first tackle, but manages to stretch himself forward for a gain of 1. That was impressive. I've never seen a gain of 1 take that much effort.
That was a hard-nosed 1-yard gain by Andy Plowden. Tomcats need some yardage here, and they need some quick. Not to say that there's not a lot of time left in this ball game, but quick yardage is always good. You can never say no to that.
2nd and 9. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far. Trumbull fakes his first clap, gets it on the second, steps up in the pocket, throws down the far sideline, hit as he throws, and that one falls incomplete, intended for Jamar Jeter.
I will say this Tomcat offensive line is giving Trumbull more time than he had last year at this time, but still not enough to get that ball off. Has been sacked, 3 times now, Robbins? 2?
I believe 4.
4 times,
no, including the second half. It was 3 in the first. But
4 times.
This line returning a lot of guys, but the backups are all freshmen, so very senior line, but the depth is not really there like most teams in this conference. Trumbull takes the snap, drops back, throws it on the screen, pass for Plowden, and it falls through his hands incomplete. And that brings out the punt team for the Tomcats.
I think the heavens don't want us to have joy here, Robbins.
I'm starting to believe you. Normally I wouldn't, but now I believe you. Adam Devine to punt.
What did we do wrong in our life?
There's a lot of things I could list off, but I'm not going to.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Sorry to Mrs. Robbins.
Yeah.
Or
Mrs.
John Robbins'
mother. As the punt is a line drive. That one spirals weirdly in the hands of number 85, TJ Yoder, and the Spartans will take over. Moving right to left. What was your thought on that drive, Koss?
Questionable play call, but other than that, we've said this I don't know how many times. We're up in the booth for a reason. Let's let the coaches do their job. We can be critical, but
got to be fair.
Yep. Questionable play calls. Just not sure what a slip screen's doing on a 3rd and 10. But regardless, Tomcats need another stop here quick and get the ball back.
1st and 10, moving right to left for the Case Western Reserve Spartans. Claps takes the snap, hands it off on the kind of zone play, gets around the outside, has a little bit of room, tries to work his way back inside, and he's met by the group of linebackers for the Tomcats as he gets near the first down marker, about 3 yards short to set up 2nd and 3.
That was a great 7-yard gain on that play. by number 2, Gage Deucer.
He only had last season 240 yards, so getting the main back in this offense is another handoff for the Case Western Reserve Spartans and a first down as he falls forward for Christopher Lim. The backup running back only played in 4 games in 2022, getting another large portion of the carries tonight for the Spartans. First and 10, now in Tomcat territory, moving right to left. Pistol formation, 2 receivers on the near side. He'll fake the first clap and look over to the far sideline as they normally do. No check, so he'll settle back in, does Kip. Takes the snap. Hands it off. Rolls out to the near side. Has space. Cuts it upfield. Cuts back inside, and he'll be brought down by the secondary of the Tomcats, but gets a first down first at the 35-yard line.
I mean, Case Western's moving the ball with ease right now against this Tomcat defense.
6:57 and clock rolling as the tempo offense for the Spartans.
Prior to the snap, timeout, Case Western.
Timeout for the Spartans. Their first one in the second half. We'll step aside here on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania. Case Western 14, Thiel nothing.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
This is John Robbins, the voice of Thiel College Football, and you're listening to WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
John Robbins, Jonathan Koss. 14-0 Case Western, 6:52 to go in the third quarter. Here in the week 1 of the 2023 Thiel College football season. The 118th in Thiel history. Dating back to 1892, so a couple missed seasons there.
Just a handful.
Sets up in the shotgun. Kip has time, steps up, looking to throw short, and that one is batted incomplete.
Great job by Randall Miller to get a hand up. Deflect that ball out of bounds. There's a lot of movement over towards the left side of the field if you're the Case Western Spartans. Look kind of like a boot concept. There's a double move by the slot receiver there too. He was open down the middle, but Kip didn't see him, luckily, if you're a Tomcat fan.
Pistol formation with an H-back to the far side of Kip. That's Sean Michael James in the backfield. Takes a snap. Kip will hand it off. Looking for room, and he is chopped underneath and brought down by Raymond Jackson, the strong safety. He scored an 89-yard pick 6 to start the 2022 season last year.
You got a Spartan down on the field.
We'll step aside as he is attended to. That is number 71, Garrett Moorhead, here on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Lads and lasses, thank you for tuning in to WXTC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania. Feed your mind, feed your soul.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Garrett Moorhead walks off on his own power. Shout out to him. Hopefully everything is okay to the fellow Penn Trafford alum of mine.
3rd and 10 now for the Spartans, so Tomcats could get a stop here halfway through this third quarter.
6:33 to be exact. As you mentioned, the halfway point. 2 receivers on either side, balance set as the clock resumes rolling, following the injury timeout. Sends a man in motion. He'll clap again. Takes a snap. Kip looking to the near side. He'll throw it on the out route. That one's a little bit short. He'll be spun out of bounds by Thomas Wilson, better known around campus as T-Bone. And the Cotter Sport product comes up with another big play.
It's going to be 4th and 7 for the Spartans. They don't look like they're coming off the field. Their offense is staying on. Tomcats need a big stop here.
4th down, and I'd say about 6 to be generous, and a timeout. We'll step aside here at WXCC 80.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
Coming out of the timeout, 4th and 7 they'll list on the scoreboard here at Alumni Stadium. 5:57 to go, 14-0 Case Western if you're just joining us here on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania, and the Boxcast stream led by TCTV. Big 4th down for the Tomcats. Pistol formation, 2 receivers on the far side. A heavy pistol, be exact. They motion into a double split back set as he looks out to the far side. Kip tucks it under his arm, looking to get the corner. Pursued by Wilson, has a man downfield. That one falls incomplete. And a flag flies.
That was an uncatchable ball. That was 5 yards out of bounds.
And Sam Bauman's looking for the same thing.
How?
That is an unbelievable call. If
there's a statute of limitations to what's a catchable ball in
college, yes.
Yeah.
Not in high school. I can understand in high school.
That was 5 to maybe even 7 yards out of bounds, and they're going to throw a flag on that.
That thing almost ended up on the... And they will call it pass interference. That is an unbelievable call. That I understand the idea of being impartial to games and referees, but that was a horrendous call on the...
There's not agreeing with a call against your team, and then there's just pointing out a blatantly bad call. If you go back and look at this broadcast later on, you'll see that was a blatantly bad call.
1st and 10, nonetheless, as Kip lines up in the shotgun. Motions a man to the near side. And that's Sean Michael James as he takes the snap. And he is brought down in the backfield for a loss of 1. Sets up 2nd and 11.
I don't know if that was a design QB run, but Kip is very quick to get out of dodge and just take it off himself. You don't see that often from a quarterback.
All-Pac honorable mention defensive lineman Chad Morningstar on his right knee, seeking assistance from the trainers. We'll step aside here on WXCC 80.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
John Robbins, Jonathan Koss, still trying to wrap our minds around how the Tomcat defense ended up being backed up into their own red zone. Sets up they'll say 2nd and 10, but I think it's closer to 2nd and 11. With 5:34 to go, following the injury timeout.
Morningstar does appear to be okay.
Might be just a cramp. It is very hot out for a night game. Shotgun formation for Kip. More of a pistol look. They've liked this formation a lot. They motion a ton out of it. Claps. Play action. Looking to the far side. Throws to the end zone. Has a man. That one's intercepted in the end zone. And the Tomcats take over on the touchback.
What a play by Raymond Jackson. He came out of center field and read that ball perfectly. Jumped right in front of the receiver. That's going to be a touchback. Tomcats get the ball.
And as they say in basketball, ball don't lie, and it's a turnover. And the Tomcats take over at the 20-yard line, moving left to right, and the momentum back with this crowd. The newly established student section, the Cat Pack, is right in front of us, getting riled up as the Tomcats take over. 5:17 to go in the third. They trail by 14, and believe it or not, there's still more than enough time to come back.
Maybe God is looking out for us, Robbins. Maybe we jumped the gun on that assumption.
Yeah, don't jump the gun on him too much.
Can't jump the gun on the big man upstairs.
No, you cannot. Shotgun formation. 3 receivers on the near side. Jamar Jeter motions in. Play action. Trumbull rolling. Gets a nice block. Rolling. Tucks it under his arm. Cuts back and gets over to the 25, the 26-yard line, but a flag flies right in the area where you don't want it to as an offense.
When a play gets extended that long and your quarterback has that much time, you just got to assume that there's some chop block, not hold. I was not looking for a chop block there.
We'll step aside during the injury timeout with 5:07 to go.
This is John Robbins, the voice of Thiel College Football, and you're listening to WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
John Robbins, Jonathan Koss. Tomcats will take over after the chop block on 1st and 20, backed up to their own 10-yard line, so not a lot of room to breathe.
So he was outside the tackle box, and he made initial contact below the waist. That's my understanding of that.
5:05 to go. Clock rolling. Trumbull shotgun formation. Chase Western shows blitz. Takes a snap, throws out to the far side, has a man. That one's just low and incomplete. Henry Bush was the one showing blitz for the Spartans. Caused the disruption and the incompletion.
Tomcats need some yards here. It's 2nd and 20 after that penalty. Half the distance to the goal was a lost yardage there. Donnie Pattison checks in as a late substitution. Tomcats ready to roll.
3 receivers on the far side, including Donnie, who just subbed in, split out wide as a receiver. And to his near side, Jordan Collier for Trumbull. Takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Collier, who barrels over a man on 2nd down and gets a gain of 4. Gets a little bit of room and sets up 3rd down and extremely long, but at least provides room for the punt team, if anything.
Still got 3rd down, so
I know, but
let's see if they can recoup some yards.
3rd and 17 officially. 4:28 clock rolling. 3 receivers on the near side.
Case Western does appear only to be rushing 4 here, maybe only 3, as they're going to split out the defensive end.
Two high safeties in this defensive formation for the Spartans. Collier shifts to the near side of Trumbull. He'll look to pass. Has time. Rolls out to the far side. Abandons the pocket. Throws downfield. Has a man. Jamar Jeter intercepted. An arm punt for the Tomcats, and he has room to return it. Cuts back to the inside, and he's brought down inside the 35-yard line of the Tomcats. And Case Western will take over in that side of the field. Just an arm punt there.
That's worse than an arm punt. There's a return on that.
Yes. On the interception was Number 5, Dominic Sias, had 48 total tackles last year.
Owen Trumbull had plenty of time in the pocket, and he just, in my opinion, once again, not a quarterback, not an offensive coordinator, not an offensive mind, he just got out of that pocket way too quick.
Yes, he did.
And just tried to play improvisation football.
2 receivers on the near side, shifts a man up to make it a split back set. Takes a snap, hands it off, cuts up the field, and then he's brought down by Jared Beers. That was Dusler on the carry. 3:30 clock rolling. Case Western trying to go up 3 scores. 2nd and 8 officially. 2 receivers far side, pistol formation. Dusler now shifts to the near side. Claps, play action, looks downfield, unleashes one. It will be caught. No, incomplete. He had possession of it all the way to the ground, and he was just unable to complete the process of the catch. Incomplete for Noah Coyne. That was Alex Fromberg in at quarterback for the Spartans.
I believe that was Donovan Blue on the defense, on the coverage there for the Tomcats, and able to break up that play. Could be wrong, but I believe it was. It was either Donovan Blue or Donnell Thomas. Both of them were over there. Regardless, great play by the Tomcats, and it's now going to be 3rd and 8.
3:06 to go, a big 3rd down for the Tomcats. Claps takes the snap. Fromberg looking over to the far side, loads one up. Coyne is there. Incomplete. He's looking for a pass interference, but I think that was a good call as the ball flutters too far.
Donnell Thomas on the coverage there for sure. I am 100% positive that was him over there. Good coverage. There was a little bit of hand pulling, but just as much push off from Coyne over on that side. So referee, in my opinion, making a good call of letting that play on.
Got to give the credit to them when we can.
Yep.
Got to be
fair.
We
are critical.
Yeah, we are fair.
We do appreciate what they do for this sport and for the program, so.
4th and 8, and they are going for it. Fromberg in the shotgun, shifts Dusler to the far side. 2 receivers on the near side. Claps, takes the snap, drops back, looking to the near side, tucks it under his arm to run, looks, pushes it up, incomplete. As Donovan Blue came flying in to break that thing up, and it's a turnover on downs for the Spartans.
Tomcats get what they needed here. Offense needs to put together a drive. We haven't seen a drive put together since the end of the 2nd quarter, Robbins, or the beginning of the 3rd, whenever that was, that it ended on the fumble.
Something like that, yeah. The fumble in the red zone.
Inside the 10.
Yeah, inside the 10. So Tomcats take over. 2 receivers on the near side. Jamar Jeter split out wide with that 2 wide set on this near side. On the far side is Chase Lawler. Steps in for Trumbull in the shotgun formation. Has plowed into his far side. Hands it off to Andy. Split breaks a tackle, and he'll get to the 2nd level and is brought down with the linebackers flying upfield for a short gain of about 3.
Got a Tomcat down.
We'll step aside here on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Zach Dillingham walks off on his own power as the Tomcats set up 2nd and 7. Donnie Pattison goes in motion, lines up behind the left tackle on the far side, takes the snap, play action, throws it to Donnie on the screen pass, works his way upfield, he lowers the shoulder, fights for the first down and a little bit more.
That's Tomcat bread and butter, Donnie Pattison. You want to talk about Seth Phillips being an energy shot into this Tomcat team? Donnie Pattison has been that for the past 4 years for these Tomcats, and he's just continuing to deliver for them here as they have a first down, looking to mount a drive now.
One of the fifth-year seniors that came back for this squad. A large contingent of them leading this team this season. Owen Trumbull lines up in the shotgun formation. Plowden on the far side, 2 receivers on either side of the line. Takes the snap, draws back, looks on the quick out to Blake Joseph, who hauls it in. Tries to cut inside, lowers the shoulder, breaks through the first tackle, and is brought down by the second effort of the defense for the Case Western Reserve Spartans. Nate Kaleko won this all-pack selections on this defense.
That would have been more yardage if Jamar Jeter was able to hold his block on the outside. Blake Joseph able to reel in that ball, but Jeter unable to hold that block as mentioned. Maybe cost the Tomcats about 5 yards or so on that play.
Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, 2nd and 5. 2 receivers on the near side. Kind of a heavy shotgun formation for the Tomcats, with Donnie lined up as an H-back behind the right tackle. Takes the snap. Pressure coming, rolls out of the pocket, throws it. Will that thing be complete on the near sideline? It is! What an effort by Blake Joseph to haul that thing in and toe tap it for the 1st and 10. And the Tomcats keep moving down the field.
That's as good of a catch as you can ever ask for out of a wide receiver. Blake Joseph showing incredible body control to get 2 feet down, not even just 1, 2 feet, inbounds for the completion. Tomcats in their first down, they're marching.
1:10 clock rolling in this third quarter. Trumbull, shotgun formation, 3 receivers on the far side. Claps, takes the snap, looks over to the far sideline, throws over the middle of the field. That one is incomplete and out of the hands of Chase Lawler. A little bit over the head of Lawler as a Spartan is down on the field. That is Marco Toth, their captain and all-pack selection. We're going to step aside while he gets medical attention. Here on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania, Case Western 14, Thiel 0.
This is John Robbins, the voice of Thiel College Football, and you're listening to WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
John Robbins, Jonathan Koss. 2nd and 10, under a minute to go in this third quarter as Lawler, Rogers, and Jeter on the far side as the 3 receivers in this formation. Plowden lines up to the near side for the Tomcats. Claps, takes the snap, hands it off. No, he'll keep it himself. Trumbull lowers the shoulder to the 40 and keeps fighting his way forward, and that's what will give him the forward progress. Sits up 3rd down and say what, about 6?
Long 6, maybe 7. Tomcats are going to need to go deep in the playbook here. 4-down territory, and they're going to. You have 2 plays here for third and long 7 for the Tomcats, so got to take advantage.
Shotgun formation for Trumbull. 2 receivers on the far side. Takes the snap, trots back, throws over the middle of the field. It's caught by Chase Lawler. He'll roll over a man to the 35-yard line and sets up 4th down and 2. Chris Slavin has to come off, a returning letter winner for these Tomcats. He'll must lead the field after he loses his helmet. And they'll just let the clock expire on the 3rd quarter. We go to the 4th. Tomcats trailing 14-0 to Case Western Reserve here on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
This is John Robbins, the voice of Thiel College Football, and you're listening to WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
Are both teams having fun, John?
I'm having fun. Are you?
I do believe I'm having fun. The coaches are having fun. They're trying to hype up this student section.
4th and 4. A big play here for the Tomcats as they trail by 14. They only have one less first down than Case Western, but they haven't gotten the big plays like Case Western has to score. So we'll see what they can do here. What would you do here on 4th and 4, Koss?
I mean, I'm trusting my wide receivers. There hasn't been a whole lot of opportunity in the run game so far today.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers on the near side. Sends a man in motion, that's Jeter. He'll just shift a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage. Takes a snap, and a flag flies.
That's just what you can't have happen.
And they'll bring out the punt team following the false start.
We've seen this how many times from the Tomcats. They have the beginnings of what's a good drive brewing, and it's just like a reverse exponential curve. I don't know what the exact word for that is. It's just doing so good, and the closer they get to the end zone, it just starts puttering out and slowing down.
Which is, if you're a Tomcat fan, it's only week 1. It's a very reassuring sign as the snap's a little bit off on the punt, and that one gets up and over inside the 10-yard line, inside the 15-yard line, caught, I'd say about at the 14 by TJ Yoder. So 1st and 10, moving left to right for Case Western.
I feel like we've said this every single time Case Western's had the ball here in the second half, but the Tomcats need to stop, and they have been given their offense stops, but common theme for Tomcat football is just offense not clicking. Their defense has been everything that you would hope it could be, especially against a very well-rounded offense for the Case Western Spartans.
And if you're a Tomcat faithful, I mean, at this point, I'd look into future weeks and say to myself, you know, some of these games are winnable if they can put this offense together. It's only been a mistake here or there, so hopefully it can turn into something a little bit better. With 14:55 on the clock, shotgun formation for Fromberg. He will hand it off at the middle of the field, and he'll be brought down as he reaches the second level of the Thiel defense for a gain of 5.
Luke Faber on the tackle there. He's just a menace on the interior defensive line. He's as big as a D1 defensive lineman. He's over here playing Thiel College football.
Shotgun formation. More of a pistol set for Fromberg. He'll clap twice, and they'll check over to the sideline. On 2nd down and 4, they'll officially list it as. 2 receivers on the near side, takes a snap. Hands it off, and he'll be brought down, but not after getting the 1st and 10, up to the 25-yard line.
1st and 10 Spartans.
Tomcats, their defense has been the cornerstone of this team for the past 2 or 3 years, and it's continued here today. They're gonna look to call on them again and get a stop
takes a snap. Throws it short over the middle, and that one nearly intercepted. Fromberg throws it high, intended for Riley Kenerick. And standing in that general area was Demir Clark, the freshman safety.
I mean, that ball was put on a platter for him. Didn't get a hand on it, was behind him the way he was traveling. But just missed opportunity for the Tomcats. Can't expect those plays to be made, but it would be nice if they were.
Clark, the freshman from McKeesport, Pennsylvania, takes the snap, drops back, throws it over to the far side. That one's caught on the run, and he'll try to cut back inside and is brought down by two defensive backs on that far side. One of them appears to be number 3, Randall Miller. And that brings up third down and short.
Tomcats need a stop here. How many times have I said that this drive?
A ton. And this game total.
If you had $1 at home for every time Jonathan Koss said,
you'd make a lot of money.
Tomcats need to stop, you might be able to pay for my tuition.
Takes the snap, drops back, looking, throws. Fromberg has one-on-one coverage on the far side, and that one's holding in stride, and he's ripped down on that far sideline. Michael Wojciechowski, who had 20 catches for 250 yards last season, gets a big one here.
Donnell Thomas just got burnt on that. It was a go route from the start and just lost a step. And it was a great ball, delivered right where it needed to be.
Takes the snap, hands it off, cuts to the inside, and he'll be brought down after a gain of 5. And the Spartans on a solid run here.
There's times in a game where it just feels like things aren't going your way and just doesn't feel right, and this is one of those times if you're a Tomcat fan.
Takes the snap. He'll keep it. Fromberg, he'll be wrapped up by Volpe, and he'll be hauled down by a group of Tomcats, but initially there, as I mentioned, Jordan Volpe.
Nice to see him back on the field.
Yes. Now, this defense was the mainstay of, defense, speaking of defensive football, if I could speak. Case Western, that was their mainstay last season, holding to several teams to 7 points or just a little bit more, a couple 10-point games. Just, they play a defensive game, and, hopefully they can put up more points for if you're a Case Western fan and extend their lead, because they didn't do that often last season. Fromberg will hand it off, and that will be brought down the backfield. I see Chad Morningstar as a part of that pile, along with Luke Faber. Gage Dusler on the carry. But that's the point I was making. If you're Case Western, when you get into the harder part of your schedule, can your defense hold strong like it is tonight? Because there are some cracks here. It's just they haven't been exposed as much as the Thiel offense, as I presume they see them.
It's nice to see. When you play Thiel, it's a tough defense.
Yes.
No matter what. You can point out all the losses, but Thiel's defense has been good for the past 2-3 years, and you just know exactly what you're going to get from them year in and year out.
Fourth down coming up for the Tomcats. They'll say 4th and 5 is Fromberg. Throws to the far side. That one is caught on the hop. And as he runs out of bounds, as Riley Kernick, the leading receiver from last season, gets a big first down for the Spartans, and they keep this drive alive.
11 minutes, just about to cross that mark here in the fourth quarter. Case Western on the edge of the red zone, not quite in it.
They motion a man up. That's Sean Michael James. He'll get the handoff. Finds room in the middle of the field, and he'll be brought down after a short gain on 1st and 10. It looks like they'll get him about 2nd and 7.
What'd you say the spread was before this game?
According to the Hansen ratings, it was 40.
So we're covering?
Yes. For all those who care, even though technically you can bet on it. It's just Hansen ratings.
If you find someone to
take that, please,
yes.
Please contact closest 1-800-GAMBLER.
You need help.
Yes.
This is your sign.
Shotgun formation, pistol to be exactly. Sean Michael James behind Fromberg. As it appears the Spartans are rotating their roster a little bit. Claps, takes the snap, hands it out to Sean Michael James, who finds the gap in the middle of the field. He'll be hauled down inside the 5-yard line, inside the 3, setting up a 1st and goal for the Spartans.
Case Western pounding on the door. It's hard to believe that they're not going to get in on this next play,
Pistol
the way that their offense is going.
Pistol formation, Sean Michael James gets the handoff, and he's stuffed in the backfield.
Well, just prove me wrong.
Yes, of course. I like when that happens.
Why not?
The most ultimate broadcaster jinx. I think we're pretty good at those.
Yeah, if last week at the Mercer game, if that was any tell of how bad we are at jinxes.
I would say if the kickoff wasn't fumbled.
Yep.
And then immediately the kickoff was fumbled. Fromberg fakes the clap. He'll look over to the sideline. Steps back in. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Sean Michael James, who cuts back out. And James is met on that far sideline by a collision, a violent one of Thiel Tomcats. He got table-topped almost there.
That's some hard-nosed football right there.
I didn't catch who the numbers were on that far side, but wow, that thing looked like it hurt.
You will not catch me in the middle of that.
I've been hit like that before, not in football, so I didn't have as many pads, and that thing hurts, let me tell you.
I'll take your word for it, John.
Being sandwiched, not fun. Sets up 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line. Shotgun formation for Fromberg. Sends a man in motion. Claps. Play action. Looking to the near side. Unloads to the end zone. That one incomplete. Way over the head of the intended receiver, number 19, Michael Wojcicki. And they'll bring out the kick team.
Can the Tomcats block a kick here?
Well, you don't need a line drive kick. You just need to get it up over, and it's much like...
What about a muff snap?
That'd be nice.
Something to go wrong. Tomcats return it to the house.
I would take notes for your short game in golf if you want a high arcing chip shot.
I need all the tips I can get.
Yeah, so just take an eye out for this one. As the snap to hold the kick, it is blocked! It'll be recovered in the end zone, and Koss,
I think you owe me an apology.
I do.
That is we talk about jinxes as a broadcaster, but I am Tony Romo up here, just calling the shot before it happens.
Oh, so you're Tony Romo now.
You wake up, and you just know you're going to do great things that day, and that's what happened today. I woke up, and I knew I was going to do great things.
You can't say on the radio the quote from Talladega Nights that I want to say, but... You know what I'm referring to.
Yep, we're not Ricky Bobby right now. We are
Jonathan Koss.
We're Ricky Bobby adjacent.
Ricky Bobby adjacent. 1st and 10 for the Tomcats, moving right to left. 8:18 to go. Tomcats trail by 14.
That one's going in the highlight reel.
Yes, it is. And they're trailing, and they have enough time to definitely get back in this thing. 2 wide receivers on the near side, 1 on the far. Jordan Collier lines up as a tight end almost on the far side of the line with Andy Plowden in the backfield with Owen Trumbull. Takes the snap. Play action. Trumbull rolls out to the near side, looking over his options, tucks it under his arm, lays over the shoulder. And
that was just a broken play from the beginning.
Yeah, he just got to the original line of scrimmage and made it a loss of 0 or a gain of 0. Either one. Depends on if you're a glass half full kind of person or...
I tend to think I am. Robbins, you're like every yin needs its yang.
Yeah, I guess we could say that.
If you didn't catch that at home, Robbins is very negative.
Yeah, you don't need to call me out.
not a lick of positivity in that body.
2 receivers to the near side of Trumbull. Fakes the first clap. Takes a snap. Drops back. Looking. Throws. That one is deflected out of the air. And you mentioned that earlier in the game. They just seemed very well coached on that. That was Henry Bush on the deflection.
I mean, I've waited till the 4th quarter to say this, but the only reason I know that is my brother, Thomas Koss, Case Western alum, defensive lineman for Case Western, played offensive lineman as well, so in tune with the Case Western football team.
3rd down and 9, 7:32 to go in this game. Shotgun for Trumbull. As the play clock gets to 10, he will settle in. They shift their defensive line to make it 3 down linemen. Takes a snap, trots back, looking, steps up in the pocket, pressure coming. He will be spun to the earth and sets up 4th down.
There's just no time. That play had negative seconds to develop. And Owen ended up in another sack that Owen Trumbull found himself in. And punt team looks like it'll make its way onto the field with just under 7 minutes on the clock.
Something to look out for. Raymond Jackson appears to be out for the rest of the game. He has ice on his left quad. He does not have his football pants on, but it is in his girdle.
How long have you been waiting to say girdle?
A long time. As the punt is a line drive, end-over-end punt that will take a Thiel College bound at just past the 45-yard line and keep rolling inside the 30.
Blow that thing along, boys.
Keep on rolling, boy. Down to the 25. Keeps on going to the 22, and we'll stop with a group of Tomcats surrounded at the 20, officially the 22-yard line.
I mean, that's just a Tomcat bounce if you ever needed one. This is a perfect opportunity. Now, for another $1 into the piggy bank, Tomcats need to stop.
Costs, I think we're going to pay off both our tuitions if you had $1 for every time. I would love it.
I just got certain lines that are in the back of my mind at all times, and I feel like throughout this season, you're going to hear me say the Tomcats need to stop.
So I'm going to be tired of you by November.
Probably $10 billion.
Okay, great.
At least. Get ready for that. Get locked in, folks.
Start making your donations now.
Yep.
6:29 to go on 1st and 10 for Case Western. He'll hand it off. Fromberg in the backfield, and then he'll be stopped by a group of Tomcats, and they'll finally blow the play dead. And
ball's out.
He's saying the ball is out. Oh, they say the forward progress was stopped, but what an effort by number 24 for the Tomcats. Let me get his name for you. Matt Jordan, the freshman strong safety from Kennedy Catholic High School.
Local boy.
Local.
Shout out Kennedy Catholic.
Yes. Key freshman contributor on the basketball team, Elijah Harden, also was a freshman last year from Kennedy Catholic.
Nick Ondo, freshman on the baseball team, Kennedy
Yes. Catholic. I'll get to him in a minute. I actually watched him play football in high school as he steps in the shotgun. Hands it off, and he'll be wrapped up in the backfield and brought down by several Tomcats.
Jordan Volpe adding on a nice hit there to just reassure the Tomcats that he's going down to the earth, and it's going to be 3rd down and a long 11, maybe 12, depending on the spot.
But Nick Ondo was actually the player of the game of one of the Kennedy Catholic games that I called back in the day. Very good athlete. But we'll see
also, to tally this season, Random Robbins references.
Yes.
Triple R's. Random Robbins references throughout the season.
We need to make T-shirts if I could speak. Oh, my goodness.
We'll tally that in the broadcast studio.
2 receivers on the far side. Fromberg takes the snap, trots back, looking to the far side. Pressure coming. He is wrapped up in the backfield by Chad Morningstar with the sack.
That's just exactly what the Tomcats needed. 5 minutes, just over, clock ticking. They get the stop that they needed. It's a long 4th down. They should get the ball in Spartan territory. If they get a quick score, maybe an onside kick.
Don't give me hope, Koss.
Tomcats have 3 timeouts.
Don't give me hope.
I'm sorry.
Never hope.
See, John Robbins being negative.
Hope is a dangerous thing, all right? For
negative Robbins.
Listen,
what they call him.
I'll be pleasantly surprised if I set my expectations extremely low. Low snap. That one is high, arcing, nearly blocked, and that will be fair caught at the 50-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tomcats following the fair catch of Andre Rogers, moving right to left.
Just inside the 50-yard line.
Oh, they will put him
in territory.
Oh, they will put him at the 49. So
4:29. 1st down and 10. Should I pull a U? Tomcats, white helmets, blue jerseys, blue pants.
You're forgetting one key part of that description.
Gold numbers
there
with
it
white
is.
trim.
Oh, nope, you're forgetting one more thing.
What on earth am I forgetting? Gold.
Tomcats across the chest.
Tomcats across the chest, my bad.
There you go.
And I am not up to John Robbins' material. I'm sorry, folks. I know I disappoint.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Year in and year out, you can expect that from me.
Shotgun for Trumbull. 2 receivers, a stack set on the near side. Takes the snap a little bit low, but will haul it in. Has time. Now that time quickly goes away as he rolls out to the near side. Nearly clipped up by the ankles and is just able to get to the original line of scrimmage.
I'm not a fan of running in general, so if I'm Owen Trumbull there, I'm throwing that ball out of bounds as quick as I possibly can just to avoid the fact that I have to run 25 yards to get out of bounds.
It's a bit lazy.
Maybe I'm just not a team guy. I don't know.
Maybe
I'm
you are
selfish.
2nd and 11 as you can hear the men's soccer team ring the victory bell off in the distance. Congratulations to them on their 2-1 win as they return back to Greenville. 2nd and 11. 3 receivers on the far side. On the third clap, he finally gets it off. Throws it short to Andy Plowden, who's folded. I think is the best description by Dominic Sias on this near side. Sets up 3rd down and 10. You got to go. I think this is 4-down territory if you're the Tomcats.
I mean, you got to stop punting the ball. At some point, you got to go for it on 4th.
Well, I don't think even their punt team put on their helmets, so I think this is definitely 4-down territory.
If you're on the punt team, take off your pads. You're done for the day. It's offense here on for the rest of the game.
Shotgun formation. Takes a snap. Trumbull looking on the screen pass. No, he'll check down and throw it into the earth. So they are going for it on 4th down. They have to. And
I got nothing.
Are they bringing out the punt team?
Punt team, in my opinion, is just an admission of defeat. It looks like that's what they're doing.
So bring up.
You have 3 minutes and 30 seconds in this ball game. Down by 2 scores. You're telling me you're bringing out the punt team?
Yes. Adam Devine is back deep to punt. Devine.
Lost for words.
A freshman from Seton LaSalle Catholic High School. And it'll be a timeout for the Tomcats. We'll step aside as the Tomcats trail 14-0 on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
This is John Robbins, the voice of Thiel College Football, and you're listening to WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
4th and 10, and the Tomcats, as much as we said a lot, are going for it. Trumbull, shotgun formation. Chase Lawler, the lone receiver on the near side. 2 men besides the quarterback in the backfield. Owen Trumbull, along with Andy Plowden and Donnie Pattison. Trumbull takes a snap, drops back, looks to throw, unloads one to the far side. That one's caught. Blake Joseph needs to fight for the 1st down marker. He'll be spun forward, and it will just be a turnover on downs.
You know what that reminded me of?
I'm going to guess something with the Saints.
Nope, not the Saints. Minnesota Vikings.
Oh.
NFC divisional round, I believe it is. Kirk Cousins checked down to TJ Hawkinson to end the game.
Yeah, well,
in the divisional
prime time Kirk.
Yeah. I don't blame Kirk Cousins on that. I watched Quarterback on Netflix, and I am now a Kirk Cousins fan.
So am I. Because of the same exact reason, actually.
Nice guy.
Great guy.
Great mustache this offseason as well.
Yes. Shotgun formation for Case Western, trying to put a nail in the final coffin of this game with 3:21 to go. Claps takes a snap. He'll hand it off. He'll cut back to the outside and is brought down by a group of Tomcats right at the eye of the Tomcat logo in the middle of the field.
The ever-descriptive John Robbins.
Of course. Got to paint a picture, my friend. Tough day if you're the Thiel College Tomcat offense.
It stings to be shut out at home.
And so close as they were to several touchdowns.
At least I can name at least 2 where they were within the 30-yard line and threatening and just folded.
2nd and 8. 2 receivers on the near side. Fromberg sends a man in motion. Takes a snap. Hands it off. Cuts back. Works for room along the far hash marks and gets stopped short of the first down marker, but looks like he'll have 3rd and 2 coming up.
Coach Sam Bauman calls timeout to stop the clock. 3rd down and, as you mentioned, 3?
I'd say
3? That's 3.
We'll send it to break here on WXCC 80.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania. Case Western 14, Thiel 0.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
John Robbins, Jonathan Koss, Thiel trails 14-0, 2:26 to go. Thiel with 1 timeout on 3rd down and 3. Scoreboard says 5, but I know it's shorter than that.
That's at most 3 yards.
They say 4, so they give Case Western 1 more yard to gain on the board.
Defensive line pitching for the Tomcats.
Takes the snap, hands it off at the middle of the field, and he'll be met by that defensive line short of the first down marker. A timeout for the Tomcats, which sits up 4th down and about 2.
So 2 minutes, 18 seconds. That's my opinion, John. We stick it here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Break.
2:18.
Yep, 2:18. 4th down and 2. If I am the Case Western Spartans, I'm going for it. For the simple reason, if you convert, game over. Nail in the coffin, if you get it, game over. Don't put it in the hands of the Tomcats. Although offense has not been what you want it to be, if you are a Tomcat fan today, you're giving them a chance.
But you can kneel it out and just go home if you get the first down.
If you get the first, I'm going for it. My apologies.
Stop hitting things.
My apologies. If you go for it, you get it, game over. You go home happy, dancing on the bus, whatever the Case Western Spartans do on that long hour and 45-minute bus ride back to Cleveland.
That's not a long drive.
It is a long drive.
It's desolate, I'll tell you that much.
There is nothing on that drive.
Well, they are punting, so Tomcats will get the ball back. Andre Rogers back deep to return at his own 10-yard line. His toes sitting at that 10-yard line. High arcing kick that will be very well covered. Takes a Tomcat bounce out of bounds at the 15-yard line, sideways out. And the Tomcats will take over, moving right to left.
Tomcat 15-yard line.
All right. Tony Romo time.
Oh, boy.
Tomcats. Air out the rock. I'm thinking a lot of heavy dose of out and corner routes. As one does in a situation like this, under 3 minutes, almost in the 2-minute drill. I mean, if you're not in the 2-minute drill with 2 minutes and 9 seconds, you might as well be.
Well, you practice this every week, so.
A lot of out-of-bounds stuff. And then, hot take, they go for a deep shot down the middle to Chase Lawler for 25 yards to put them inside the 30.
All right, we'll see what happens as Owen Trumbull strolls out there with the weight of Koss's prediction on his shoulders.
I know he's feeling that.
Arguably bigger than probably winning a Super Bowl.
Yep. I have high expectations.
2 receivers on the near side, 2 on the far, balance set. Trumbull sets in. He'll take the snap, drop back, looking, steps up in the pocket, pressure coming, rolls out to the near side. He'll need to get rid of it. Sheds a tackle, and he is sacked. Why didn't he let that thing go? Is the question as the clock ticks under 2 minutes.
Owen Trumbull sitting back in the pocket. And once again, for probably like the 5th time this game where we've said he's getting a little bit too excited in the pocket, not letting the play develop, not trusting his offensive line. Although they're not giving him a ton of time, sit back and deliver a bullet. It's better than delivering one off balance outside.
Takes a snap, drops back, looking, throws over the middle of the field. That one's deflected incomplete off the shoulder pad of Andre Rogers.
Well, I am 0 for everything on predictions right now.
Yes, you are.
Nothing's going my way. Clock should stop on that. Because that was an incomplete pass.
They
will reset the clock. I think I should take over play-by-play duties. Can I ask for, is that like asking for a promotion or a raise?
Yes. So you're denied.
Way to let me down softly.
No.
No feelings were spared in that.
No, absolutely not. As Trumbull steps in the shotgun formation, sends a man out, motioning out to the near side. He'll take it on the quarterback draw, bounces out to the outside once again. He'll be undercut.
Interesting. 4th and 19, or 3rd and 19.
Well,
QB sneak.
Yeah, they'll bring out the punt team. Yeah, no.
The silence is deafening.
Yes, it is.
What?
And did you? Okay, now here's the interesting point. Last year,
give it to me. The encyclopedia.
Random
Robbins.
No. This isn't facts. This is just a statement. Last year, if we win 14-0 against Case Western, we would be celebrating.
If we lose 14-0.
We lose 14-0.
It just sounds so sad of you to say.
Yeah, but now it's a disappointment because of how this team played. As the line drive, once again, another spiraling punt. Very interesting to describe as it lands off to the fair catch. If I had to guess, they're just going to kneel it out here with 31 seconds to go.
Yep. You want to break down this game and maybe spare us some time up here?
Sounds good to me, as they'll line up in the victory formation with Fromberg behind him.
Feed it to me, Robbins. Feed it.
A disappointing night on offense if you are the Tomcats. Shut out at home, 14-0. They put up a valiant effort. There were several plays that didn't go their way, and they were about 2 or 3 away from scoring and making this thing either a tie game or a victory. But a 14-0 loss at home against probably one of the more premier programs in this conference. Koss, I know you're disappointed, but if you look at the grand picture of the Tomcats season, this is a great start.
Yep, I completely agree. This is obviously not the way you want to start a season, but a great tone, or a great way, I guess, to start the year. You only allowed 14 points against a very well-rounded Case Western Spartan team. There were some small errors on both sides of the ball and including special teams that if those wrinkles get ironed out, this could be a different ballgame. I mean, we're talking about a fumble inside the 10-yard line that cost the Tomcats a touchdown. There's a handful of other things we don't have time to go over, but if those things get ironed out, I think this Tomcat team can win 3 games at least this year. High water mark 4, would you say, Robbins?
Yeah, I can agree with 4.
But other than that, it's always tough to see a loss on the overall record of the season, but a productive loss, if there is such a thing. I mean, I always do think there is, but you never want to lose, but if you lose, you want it to be productively, I guess.
As a great thing my fellow assistant coach at Hickory says, either you win or you learn. And the Tomcats learned tonight. Koss, I'm going to sign us off. John Robbins, Jonathan Koss on the microphone. Back in behind-the-scenes work, field engineer Kaylee Peacock. In the studio, Nick Corson. On the TCTV side of things, shout out Mackenzie Morrison, Will Vance, Emma, Zay, Carol Birdie. Shout out to all you guys for staying late tonight.
Past my bedtime.
Past my bedtime as well. We will see. You'll hear us next week. Not the TCTV side of things, but WXCC at Westminster, Thiel College against the Titans next week. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Thiel Football on WXCC 88.1 FM, Greenville, Pennsylvania. Case Western 14, Tomcats 0.
Go Tomcats.